And hello, everybody. Welcome on into the Overwatch Clash Season 10 draft. We are finally here. It has been way too long since the Overwatch action, and now we're ready to kick off yet another season. Joining me today is going to be the lovelies below me. It's going to be War, Flambo Jambo, and Nuttier. Guys, going into this draft, it's our biggest one ever. What are the initial thoughts?
Well,
It's gonna be
honestly, I
hard.
want to. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard because I think a lot of drafts, like we did these back when there were like only like what 12 captains at one point in time. We were doing
16,
these
I
like
think, was our
potentially.
biggest one.
Yeah, 16 was our biggest one up until this point in time, and I've been thinking a lot about like how that changes the theory of like how you want to draft, right? Because when there's 12 captains, I feel like I could like sort of like plan around like these people are gonna go for these people, and I can kind of like snipe in these people. But with 20 captains and what like 104 draftable players, I think four are already on teams, something like that. Like it's gonna be all out madness, I think.
Yeah, it makes it really hard to plan when there's just so many players, because that also means there's so many picks in between the times where you get to pick, and
Mhm.
so figuring out who's gonna go in between those picks is kind of crucial for figuring out like who's gonna be there so you can plan your draft around it, and it's just gonna make this an absolute mess. And I'm so ready for it. I cannot wait for captains to just be like in the draft room with their picks being taken constantly, and they just have to figure out what to do on the fly. I'm so ready to watch that.
Yeah, a lot more risk and reward here in this draft, right? With snake draft, you really have to get, auction, you can always just kind of participate whenever you want. But with snake draft, you got to be committing, right? Or take that risk of, do I think this player I might want, or is maybe a key part for my team, are they going to be available in the future, right? So it's going to be a lot more intricate for these captains and to really spot, where is the value and, how much are you committing to your original plan and how much are you committing to, oh, hey, maybe this person's available when I really didn't think they would be, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
other thing I want to point out, how many rookies are there, guys? Anyone know the number?
a
I'm looking at it
lot.
right now.
A
I
lot.
think the sheet says 23. There might even be more. I don't know if that's counting the late signups, but that's a lot of rookies. And rookies are, it's hard to know when to draft them. We saw some at the combine, but like, are you going to base everything on 3 maps you saw them play? Who knows? Rookies make it hard to draft. And with so many, that's also going to be like, how much do you risk on picking a rookie early? We have a lot of high SR rookies too. That's the other thing.
But what do you
So a
always
lot of
say
them could
about
go
rookies?
early.
What do you always say about rookies in
What?
drafts?
I say
You,
rookies
you,
are OP. I think
yeah, rookies are OP. Yeah.
whoever finds the high value rookie player who goes way later than they should is gonna win the season. That's how it's
hmm
been. That's how it will be. So it's really up to captains who's gonna be able to spot that player and really get that value and who's willing to take those swings because a rookie can make or break your entire season. So it's really exciting and really fun. That's why I like it. But
With that being said, we do have a couple of teams who have already selected a player. Being a manager, you kind of get a round zero draft pick. So you can go through a couple of those right now. For the Little Rock, Uskis, I'm sorry. They selected Dish. Dish is going to be their pick for their round zero selection. Um, thoughts on the dish pick.
Good pick.
I yeah, good pick.
yeah.
It's interesting to go support in my opinion. Obviously, I mean Dish has played predominantly support. They could play something different. They're on the sheet as support, but I think it's interesting to go support with your first pick. Is what I'll say.
I think it's interesting because Dish could really play either of the main support or the flex support. And so my
Mm.
personal opinion, as former captain, former player, not even former player, current player, I think if you're a captain, it's really good to be a flex support captain or a tank captain because then you don't have to look for those in the draft as much, right? Whereas DPS you can kind of find value a little bit anywhere. It's a lot of aim based gameplay, but if Dish is able to slot in between those two support roles and you're able to pick up like tank DPS, right, in your first three picks and guarantee you have a solid uh, flex play, like flex not flex support but flexing support player, right? It really helps set you up throughout the rest of the draft. So very interested. I don't think a bad pick at all.
The thing I like about Dish too is he's 35, 50. It's a really good SR to start with for a flex support.
Yeah.
It's like good enough where you're comfortable with them on most things they need to be without breaking the bank either. And
Yeah.
because I want to get this out of the way right now because we're gonna have to say this team name a bunch. Ayuxi is a Choctaw word,
For
so
turtle.
it's pronounced Ayuxe.
Ayuxe.
Is what Google is telling me. So I hope that's correct. You might have to ask Eatmeister, but don't want to have another Rohirrim incident, you know.
Well,
Oh,
Make sure we get the
that was bad. That was
pronunciations right.
very
After
We
bad.
this.
made everyone
That was
learn how to
horrible.
say Phyrexia. That's all I gotta say.
the champions.
I still don't know
but-
how to say it.
Well, we got two more quickly to go over. For the Astronauts, they went ahead and picked up a rookie. They went ahead and picked up Foliage 57, who we did see in the Combine, and Foliage looked just really solid all around whenever they wanted to play. So, I mean, there's not much really to say about Foliage. We don't know too much about them right now, except they look good in the Combine. BPL together strong. You know, Bunny picking up really all around just a solid player there for that one.
I don't
And
think I'm
last-
Very
really surprised
interested.
that
Yeah.
Go
Bunny
ahead.
Yeah,
went for a
BPL
BPL
theory.
player.
Yeah.
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 The last one,
I don't really know much about.
unfortunately, with Drew trading out, I can't show his pick until we start the draft itself at 9:00. But they picked up Taken Wallet for their first pick. The Venus Voidling selected Taken Wallet and trade themselves out of the first round. So they're taking Take Wallet and they're taking it straight into round 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think Taking Wallet's a good pick, but
I really like
don't
Taking
really
Wallet.
understand why taking out of the first round. I don't know where that came from, but
Drew did a
Taken
lot
Wallet
of
was really
trades. Drew did a lot of trades.
good.
We should also
Right.
talk about some of these trades because there are like 6 individual trades. Like at some point in time, like that's a lot of trade. That's a lot of trading, and I think like I don't know. Some of the theories behind trading is also very interesting in my opinion.
And all between
Wait,
just a
did
few
Yeah,
Drew
captains.
trade out of the first round? Don't they have the 4th pick?
Yeah, I thought Drew had the 4th pick.
Am I missing something?
Wait, hold on. What if I did this? Maybe I just can't see their logo.
Drew
There
traded
we go. They did.
up.
They are in the 4th. They're taking Wallet.
There we go.
Drew
Okay.
traded up.
I can see
Yeah,
the
Pretty
problem.
updated draft sheet.
Continue. I gotta
Um,
fix something.
So,
Yep.
so the big trade, Sonic traded out of the first round. That's the one.
Yep.
Sonic traded his first round pick to Ari. So Ari picks at 14 and 16, I think it is. I might have that wrong, but I think it's 14 and 16.
14 and 16, yes. And then Sonic's first pick is in pick number 34, which is kind of crazy.
34.
Just by the way,
But Sonic also
fellas,
traded
it
out in the
has
last
started.
round.
We are now
Personally.
officially on the clock. The Shibuya Spectator is now on the clock.
Oh,
So
Ooh. Me
Wait,
personally, I
spectators
would
or
not have done that
spectators?
trade.
There's
The other big
spectators.
trades was Toon Crater trading away the 4th pick to get the 9th pick, and then trading the 9th pick to get the 13th. So they traded back twice to try and get a lot of movement up in their later rounds. So we'll see how that works out
We'll
for
see
them.
how that
It
works
worked
out.
last time TC was captain. They made early round trades that paid off. So we'll see if it works again.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's interesting because I see like a couple like bubbles of like groups of players that like I think are like gonna be like the best of the best, and then like the next tier of players where you're going for like I think a lot of the tank players, right? Like I think the tank players in this draft, as you guys can probably see in the public sheet, there's only like what 12 people signed up for tank, right? And we need to fit 20 tanks somewhere, and only a couple of those people are like captains, right? So obviously we have some flex players who are gonna have to play tank, but I'm gonna be really interested to see like what people want to go for tanks early and what people are just gonna like save it for a lot later, because I think a lot of these first picks we're gonna be seeing are gonna be either like a super high carry DPS or tanks, like because you just need one.
All right. So
we
first
can take a
pick's
look
about to
actually at the
begin.
prospects
I
if
think
we would like. The Boone ESPN Big Board, our top 100 prospects, all ranked. few of you have to watch this. A few guys on the desk have to watch the stream, but none of you knows where most of his players lie. I think the first 5 are pretty self-explanatory. Marduk, Didn't You See Me at 2 after rookie of the season, MVP champion season. Wind at 3 still, Neptune 4, Void Fiber 5. So, is there
How y'all
anybody on
make
this
these
list that stands
rankings?
up? That stands
How
out.
y'all make these rankings? So all I'm gonna ask.
We just had a group of people get together and be like, I think this person goes here, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
This
pretty
is
much it.
really This is really interesting. I have so many thoughts.
I think most of us here know what the first pick's gonna be, right? The first
Yeah.
4 or so picks, I think we're pretty out in the open. There are some people who I think potentially know the 5th and 6th, but we're pretty sure at what the first 4 picks are, and they do not mirror our big board. Notably.
Yes.
And the first pick is in. I don't know if someone wants to go over that, or we keep talking. How do we want to do this?
I can't see the
ju-
picks. So I need
just
you
get
guys
in.
to
It
tell
did just
me.
get in. So, yeah. You can go ahead and keep time for a couple seconds while I get the pick in.
All right. So I'll just say it. First pick we had on our big board was Mardox. He comes in at 4K tank, 4-1 DPS, which is like honestly really good value for Mardox. But we knew going in that the first pick was not going to be Mardox. Slade opting for not a bad pick by any means. Still a really good player, just not the one that we thought would go first. Slade's going to take Mardox, or sorry, not Mardox, Neptune at number 1.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Never a bad pick to take Neptune first overall.
Wait,
Currently playing for the
There we
OWCS progression thing or whatever it's called. I don't actually know the name. I'm a fake fan, but
They were
Neptune,
Iliad-
fantastic player.
No, Exo Oblivion, right?
Yes. That's his
Yes,
new
they were
team, yeah.
playing.
Excellent player, obviously. Excellent coach. Can really build up the players around them. Can really get the best out of everyone. So obviously taking round 1, pick 1. The interesting position for Slate as well. You have last pick as Slate. So part of this could be, as Aurora as our captain and knowing you have last pick, get someone who can coach, get someone who can really help, in that team atmosphere, help people with, positioning, guidance, stuff like that. And Neptune is such a nice guy. He'll do it. So
Yeah.
really, I like this pick, honestly, more than Mardox for me personally, just because of that reason. Like, obviously Mardox can coach and everything too, but I think Neptune just slots a lot stronger into that role.
It also complements Slade really, really well on the DPS. It's interesting going for 2 DPS, but I do really like the pick a lot because like you have a really high SR DPS who's really valuable, and you have a really low SR DPS who's really valuable. And I drafted Neptune my first season, and I think back to that moment, and I'm like, what would have happened if I didn't draft him? Like, it would have been horrible, terrible. It would have been so awful. I think Slade's in that same boat, right? Like, you got to draft Neptune.
Pick is in here for the Toronto Thunder Chickens as well. So, with our number 2 overall pick in the Royal Clash Season 10 draft, the Thunder Chickens are going to select up Wind as that flex role, and no problems whatsoever with that one either. We had Wind ranked number 3, so obviously a huge reach here, but Wind came back last season, had an MVP type season as well on that Zarya. So I think that Paradox matching up with Wind here, taking probably a top 2 if not top 1 tank off the board here is never a bad idea.
I was on Wynn's team last season. I can tell you this guy's really good, and maybe if I don't throw our final 5 games or so, he might have won MVP. Right? He was really, really dominant last season. It was a Zarya meta. Guess what, guys? It's still a Zarya meta. Her new perks are insane. They nerfed her. Doesn't matter. Her perks are too good. She goes really well with Vendetta. So, like, it on the sheet it says he's at flex, but expect he's going to be at tank, right? He's going to be at tank. He's going to be playing Zarya, and it's going to be really effective.
Yeah, and that was like the most impressive thing for all of last season. I mean, Nutty, you're on a team with him. Like, you just pocket him on BAP, and he just does wonders. You guys won. I think you guys had like one of the greatest runs in Aurora Esports history of like maps won in a row. So like that is very awesome. Also, Thambo Jambo, thank you for the 550 gifted subs.
And Andrew, thank you for the sub and
Exciting,
the gifted sub.
by the way.
So, does anybody have any more thoughts on Win before we head off into pick number 3? It is in, so.
Wynn's a good player. I'm
I
happy
think
with
we
that
can
pick.
we can say yeah, it was he's really really good. He put together I think it was 15 map win streak last season, so yeah, he's gonna be good.
Andrew, thank you again for our 5 gifted subs.
Three.
We are making bank here tonight, gentlemen. This is where I buy my fourth home.
Yeah.
And with the third pick,
Guys, it's
Oh.
not
the,
often.
the Wanwan Warriors are going to go ahead and select Mardox, who was on the big board our top 1 ranked prospect, falling down to 3 here. You know, not having support listed this season, so potentially a little more limited in terms of where you can put Mardox in the team compositions, but I think that Mardox still, in terms of the SR 4000 4.1 on both those roles, is still probably one of the best values, if not the best value in the league, as well as the comm stuff that he brings to the team. So,
Oh no, Mardox can't play support. He'll have to play tank or DPS.
Oh
I'm
no.
so sad.
no.
So sad, yeah. I mean, he's got an MVP under his belt. He was one of the better players last season too. I mean, he was playing a Roadhog and just rolling teams. Like, he's got such a good understanding of the game, and he's very mechanically skilled. So the fact that you're able to get Mardox at 3 is honestly just one of the biggest steals. Like, it feels wrong to say that the player I got 3rd overall is a steal because you're taking them so high, but I really think that Mardox at 3 is an absolute steal.
Yeah. The thing I like about Mardox, 2 things. One, you got the tank and the DPS, and you know he's gonna be able to perform well on both. You know, you're confident in him performing well on both. And 2, I feel like he just like knows how to skill check like any single team ever, just because he plays at such a high level. When I'm like in bringer team scrims with him, he's always saying like, "Oh, your team has to pass this skill check," and just like does like decently high IQ play on the fly, on the spot with a team he's never played with before. Great for synergy, great for vibes. Awesome pick.
Yeah, and with that being said,
Yeah,
our 4th overall
again,
pick
good
is
player.
in. Thank you, Flybo Jeff. Yeah, I think they're all right. The 4th overall pick, the Venus Voidlings are going to take the Prodigal Son. They're going to take Void Fiber for the Voidlings. So Void and his Voidlings will be a real thing. I know that Void was really wanting to be on this team for this reason in particular, to be the Voidling. But unfortunately for Drew, we ranked Void Fiber as our 5th prospect, so another big reach here at 4.
Oh.
I can't believe so many captains are throwing their drafts by reaching up 1
I
pick.
know.
Yeah, so the thing with Void right now is their hero pool is just so good for the current meta. Venture's pretty strong, and Vendetta is obviously the meta. So like as long as the meta doesn't change too much, having a GM Vendetta player is just going to be really really strong. And Void's played what 3 seasons now in the league, and they have 2 second places, I think.
The 2
That
silver
sounds right.
That's
medals.
correct.
So-
Yes.
Yeah,
2
so
silver
like
medals.
they're really good at making it really far, right? Like that's a really really good pedigree. So I think this is a really good pick. They're the best like pure DPS in the league, right? They're the highest one of the highest players available, and they're really good at the best hero, and that's like really really important.
They're a
Yeah,
fan of the
Big,
Blaha, and I
big
appreciate that.
blah.
We should
Big
say
Blahaj.
there's been a trade.
We'll get to that when we
Um,
get there. We're still
Okay.
behind like 10 or so picks, so they're breezing by fast again. But we're not gonna fall for the same mistake we did last time, where we start rushing through things. We get everybody their time in the sun here. But yes, time for another player here. For pick number 5, the Canadian Cadavers are going to select up Dab Master. Our first rookie comes off the board here at 5.
Wow. That's a big pick. You know, you're
That's a
taking
really
that
big
swing
pick.
on the rookie. Again, Dammaster, well known in like BPL community, everything like that. Really good player. 5 is an you know aggressive pickup time, but I like it. It shows. I talked about at the start of the draft. You know, these rookies are the ones that are gonna make and break your season. So, I think this is Spicy's team, right?
This would be a Spicy's
Spicy's
team,
team.
yes.
Yeah, so I like it because again, Spicy usually likes playing that tank role and stuff like that. So Dab Master obviously able to flex around as needed, but the 4100 DPS SR, that's you're not overpaying and you're not underpaying. So I like that quite a bit. Also, Desk, I apologize. I'm gonna be right back. I have someone like knocking at my door, so I'm gonna be right back.
You're good.
You're very good. In
Yeah,
the
it's
meantime,
interesting. The DPS number very. Yeah. Oh, you got it.
no, you can go ahead. We can try to delay.
Yeah, DPS number very very scary, and for somebody like Spicy, I think the theory is as like a lower SR tank, definitely not like a slouch on the tank roll. You want to get those like 2 like hard carry DPSs, so I would not be surprised if we see Spicy double down in the next round, especially with that what do we call the format where you draft like augmented snake draft? Like
Modified
you
snake?
go twice first. You know what I'm saying? Modified snake. There we go. Yeah. I would not be surprised if he shoots for like a DPS too. Also because Dabmaster is on that flex roll and can like really do whatever.
Well, coming in here at pick number 6 for the Backstream Bitters, it is going to be Dire, our first sort of hard tank off the board with Wind here. And with how many teams there are, these captains definitely want to scoop up these tanks pretty early.
Yeah, and that's sort of what like what I was talking about. Dire, I think, a amazing pick. I think one of the best tanks on the board for sure. And Dire's somebody who is just like such a he's just such a viber on the comms. Like he's never down. He's always positive. Kind of has that like void fiber mentality coming from the same college, same area. So I love playing with Dire on the one season I got to play with him with the Foxians. I'm really excited to see him compete with Warbler, I believe, this season.
It would be Warbler Hawk, correct?
Yeah, I think there's not as many
Yes.
tank players signed up, especially like high tanks. So, like making sure you get a high SR tank player is really important in the league. So the fact that Dire goes this early is not really a surprise to me. I don't think. I saw some people talking about, oh, maybe his DPS SR is value, but you're not gonna get a chance to draft him for his DPS because someone's gonna want his tank, right? And so he's gonna go early, and you're not gonna get a chance to draft him. So the fact that he goes 6th overall, I don't think really surprises many people.
And with his kind of increased SR as well from previous seasons, you got to kind of take him as a lower captain, right? I don't know if a higher captains can really fit him in and still build a roster around him. So I think he was going to be kind of stuck in that kind of probably 1 to 6 range. But now we're number 6 pick or number 7 pick in the draft for the Wyoming Wunks. So at pick number 7, the Wyoming Wunks are going to take our MVP. They are going to take Didn't You See Me. Our number 2 prospect is now off the board. Falling all the way down to number 7, which is surprising. Pairing up with Greg at 300 on tank, this team has a lot of SR to work with now, to be honest.
So this is the first
Yeah,
like
and
big
didn't you see me
anti-reach.
like actually like Thanos?
Like this is the former MVP. We had him at 2 on our draft board. We were really high on this guy. He can play tank. He can also play DPS. Like he plays both of them really, really well. Coming off a season where he won MVP and the championship, and if we were allowed to give Rookie of the Year to the MVP, we would have, right? He would have swept all 3. His hero pool was really good for the meta last time, but that's just what we saw. Like I've heard that his hero pool is bigger than what we saw, and he's just able to play whatever's in the meta, which is like obviously really, really important because who knows if the meta is going to change. Like if they just kill Vendetta in the next patch and all of a sudden you need a guy who can play Sim or something, right? He can probably do it at a really, really high level. We basically saw like perfect play from him last season. He was so good and so dominant on most of the important meta heroes. So this feels like a really good pick and kind of another steal that you're able to get this guy at 7. I think Greg is probably really, really happy and probably surprised that he was actually able to get Didn't You See Me at 7.
That's also the
I
advantage
definitely
of
agree with
being a
that. I
tank
think it's
captain.
because of the dependency on.
It's a huge advantage of being a tank captain. You don't have to take a tank here early. You can take the best DPS or support off the board in his first early rounds, which a lot of people going for that tank. But Greg only playing tank this season, so you kind of got that locked in already. Don't got to worry about that at all. And speaking of locked in, our 8th pick is also locked in. So that being said, the Ukuzis, is that Ukuzis? I'm trying to remember.
Ayukse.
The Ayukses are going ahead and pick up Skycer. So I know Skycer was hoping that the tank drop or the draft stock would tank after being caught on a social media with a bong mask. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out, and they're going to get picked up at 8. So, yep, Skycer been wanting MVP for a long time, so let's see if they can make it work this time. See if we make it happen.
Unfortunate that
think
they were
these
trying
guys
to
are,
hurt their
like,
draft stock. I mean, it comes with a price, right? If you hurt your draft stock, you get that smaller rookie contract, right? But I don't think Skycer's too worried about that. We saw last season, kind of at the start, his hero pool wasn't really good for the meta as it was very focused on Zarya. But as the season progressed, like Ram kind of creeped back in, and I think Ram is perfectly viable right now. So you're probably just fine if you're Skycer. Winston's maybe not quite there, but who knows? Like he's Winston. He's never been out of the meta too long, right? So um, even if Winston isn't in the meta right now, and you're Skycer, and those are your two best heroes, um, there's a good chance that he'll come up sometime during the season. And if not, like it's a pretty hard brawl meta right now, so being able to play Ram is really, really good.
And I mean, also just adding in, like you said, that Hazard was huge last season because Hazard's still viable. You can play as more divey maps. I mean, this is not a professional ranked league or whatsoever, so you can make a Winston work. You don't have to force hard meta all the time. But unfortunately for Skycer, he wants to play that Ram all the time, but maybe more Diva next time. We'll see.
He actually said in chat, "I'm not playing Ram this season. He's not fun." Is he turning a new leaf, guys?
Maybe
Is
we have
Skycer
turned. I mean, at this
changing?
point, that'd be like Skycer's eighth
No.
leaf turn. Like he's gone through so many iterations.
Yep.
With that being said, pick number 9 is in here for the Fearless Firebenders. So pick number 9, they are going to go ahead and take Tommy Slat, who, if you asked me last season who the MVP would have been had they got nominated, it probably would have actually been Tommy Slat because of how good Tommy looked across all 3 roles. There's a lot of people saying that Tommy Slat deserved an MVP consideration with Didn't You See Me, and this going at 9 here is definitely warranting that hype.
I blame War.
Yeah, Tommy's
His
goat.
team. He should
Oh,
have overrode
so
his
hang on.
teammates.
Hang on. One, I did a vote. Two. Where's the shapeshifter nomination? Come on, like if he's, come on, like actually, like if he was really that good in all 3 roles, that should have won him. Admin team. Hey, you cannot flame me. You gotta be flaming yourself.
No, I think we're gonna flame you because it's more fun.
Oh, I will be fighting the admin team. Yeah, but actually,
I mean,
such a vibey player, so good on my team. Absolutely love Tommy Slat. Great pick.
he got the most all-star votes for support as well. Like he came in at first place. Was on a top 3 team. Really, really, really good on that flex support role. It was kind of a perfect team for him. He could play BAP and just kind of farm with like a very hard brawl core team around him. So he was in an environment that just made him look really good. And if there was ever a season for a flex support to win, we haven't seen a support win since Riddle Dog, I believe. That would have been it, but didn't get the team nomination, but he definitely would have been in consideration for MVP last season. I know Booty already said he would have voted for him. Me personally, I also would have voted for him. Not that Didn't You See Me wasn't good, but
I wouldn't have voted. I would have voted
really
for
good.
Didn't. Sorry.
I bet you
I
would.
mean, they're both really good.
Anyway, with that being said, our 10th overall pick is in, so the Astronauts are going to go ahead and pick up Sky on that flex. You know, this would be a season we don't see Sky on that main role DPS. They'll be playing those off roles. Once again, BPL together strong, with Bunny picking up Sky here.
Yeah,
I really like Sky.
My guess is Sky's
I think
probably
they're a great player.
Go ahead, Flambeau.
Go ahead, War. Okay. Again, probably gonna play more of that tank on this team, right? That's you know that's kind of my guess of why they picked up Sky. You know, you have Foliage already, who probably already has interacted with Sky quite a bit before. Foliage, obviously, again, looking pretty good on that support and DPS themselves. So being able to get Sky, you know, great player mechanically and great guy to, you know, talk to and hang out with. So having that core already set up, they're probably feeling quite good.
Yeah, and my guess is Sky's probably going to be going on to the tank role this season, which I think I'm really excited to see, to be honest, because I know, one, there's a lot of tanks that need to be drafted. I think Sky is somebody who's like very proficient on the hit scan, which enables a lot of different tanks. You can play like the You can play the Orisa, you can play the Mauga. A lot of like really great options here. I am interested to see sort of what direction Bunny's going to go with the next picks, because with BPL teams, usually you commit to the bit and you get another BPL player. So I'm wondering who's going to be up next and what information that Bunny has that we don't.
Well, that being said, pick number 11, the Rome Raccoon Dogs are going to take Altair, another rookie off the board here. And Altair only was there for an hour last night at the Combine, but damn, made their presence known on that DPS role. This is our first player, actually, fun fact, taken for a specific role. They're taken specifically for DPS, so pretty neat.
Yeah, this is the second player. I did have Flambo Jambo's Fantastic Five. Altair did make that list. This was of people that I think could have insane value if they, are playing maybe an off role or something like that. The other was Dyer, who already went, but Altair is one of these others. Like, yeah, he got picked up for DPS, and Riddle is wanting to play tank, but I do think if anything happens, if they need to make other comps, I think Altair at 3,400 on tank could be a really insane SR value. That's lower than the cap. You are lowering your team's average under the cap by playing Altair on tank. That's insane, right? So that's just one of the, again, not sure how much it'll happen on this team specifically with Riddle Dogart being the captain wanting to play tank, but just something to think about, something to talk about. Altair, great player, scrimmed him a lot. I think Riddle's happy to have them.
He's another BPL guy, I think. Is that right?
You are correct.
Yeah, the friends with didn't.
No, yeah, because he came in. He actually did the Pokemon League as a duo with Didn't You See Me. So
yeah,
he's been around in the server for a while, but Didn't You See Me comes in, gets MVP, gets his friend to sign up. So we like to see that. I'm expecting good things from this guy.
And with that being said, pick number 12 is going to be in here, and for pick number 12, the Persistent Pyros are going to take Melon. I think that everybody who knew what Frost wanted in this draft got exactly what they wanted here. Melon coming in, only playing DPS this season, but she did play it quite a bit last season. The Horse Girls, and it looked really good, especially when that Vendetta got released. Was definitely a standout performer there on that role. So.
Yeah, and it's interesting seeing Melon DPS only. I think that's one of the other big off rolls that I want to take note of. I think Melon and Sky, the two, Melon moving from the tank role to the DPS and Sky moving over as well too. Nice to see them getting picked up back to back. I'm wondering how that's going to combo in with Frost. I know Melon has a very dangerous Cassidy and Frost has a very dangerous Venture, but I'm wondering like how deep these hero pools are. And we haven't seen a lot of Melon. We've seen some Melon on DPS. We haven't seen a ton of Melon on DPS. So I'm really interested to see how deep all these pools are, how they're both going to work together on this team, and also what's their plan for like the tank role,
I'd be inclined to agree. Sorry, I'm getting pinged a lot, so I need to figure out what's going on here. We do have another player once I get that set up.
I think Frost and Melon also a great combo. I think they are, if I have my knowledge correct, decent friends, I think.
You'd be correct.
I think they were on the same team last season, and
Yeah.
I will say, Frost looked really, really good for their SR. I know they climbed a bit over the off season, but like getting a DPS line this good this early seems like it's gonna be really scary to play against, especially because you make sure that you're kind of covering a lot of different bases because I think their hero pools are slightly different. So the fact that you're getting that and you're getting like you're pairing them up again. So they've played with each other before, they're familiar. Always a good idea, especially when it's your highest R player who is probably gonna, take a lot of the maybe not just comms, but like fight planning and making sure your team's doing the right things. Having someone who's familiar with you and you trust is really important. So I like taking the friend early. I think that's a good strategy.
Well, at pick number
Your chat
13,
wants you to turn on the lights.
I would turn on the lights, but the light is broken. Yep. So
speaking of broke, did not have the entire budget spent on him this season. At pick number 13 is going to be Yak and the DPS role for the Plus Ultra Pangolins. I apologize, Pangolins. But yep, Yak coming back here still at the bottom half of the first round. Got picked up for DPS here.
Yeah, and I
Big
think
fan of Yak.
yeah.
Shout out.
Very solid pick. Like this person can like single-handedly like carry a team if you can build like really good teams around them. And I think that this is like a great setup going to Pokemon Guy's team. Yeah, can play a lot of those flex DPS heroes. And I think last season the meta kind of like was mean to the flex DPS heroes, but I think it's starting to get back in favor. You have a Pokemon Guy to play the hit scan. And you can also sort of off-roll either of these two players. And I think they're both valuable on off-rolls. So I think it's a really good start for the Pangolins. I don't even know how to say it.
Pangolins, I think. Pangolins.
Pangolins.
You're the Pokemon guy, Tom. Is it Pangolin or who? What is it?
Okay, so a pangolin is not a Pokemon, but this is a lowland Sandslash in the logo, which is basically a Pokemon version of a pangolin. So, if you guys don't know, pangolins are like little armadillo creatures, but I believe they're found only in Asia. I might be wrong on that, but they're like cute little guys with like a hard shell on the outside. But I believe their shell is not as covering of the entire body. I think it has like more cracks in it than like an armadillo would. But it is pronounced pangolin as far as I'm concerned. But their
By the
shells
way-
look like spikier and it like covers their whole body.
By
It
the way,
looks like they're
chat,
wearing chainmail, basically.
if you are joining late or need to catch up or need to go or anything, the public sheet is now getting updated in real time as they come through on stream. So there's a draft order last thing on the thing. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if you need to check or see anything there, a lot of the results will be posted on stream too. But if this is your first stream or first draft experience, it will be now.
Guys, is this your first ever
stream.
live stream you've ever watched in your life? We are not actually in your house. But so with that being said, pick number 14 for the locked-in lemurs is going to be Nesquix. Nesquix last season, I think, shocked a lot of people because we've seen Nesquix before, and they sort of an up and down season. But last season on the Wumpus, they were definitely kind of the leading charge of that team, overperforming by a lot of people's expectations.
Yeah, I
My
really like
favorite thing-
Nesquix. I think they're a bright spot on their team. I think they really outperformed quite a bit. I think they really have value. I'm actually a little surprised they made it this far in the draft. So, obviously, a lot of really good players have already been picked up too. But I think Nesquix was arguably in like top 3. Well, I'll say top 5, but top 3 or top 5, you'd pick DPS players last season. So I'm excited to see how they do this year or this season.
Obviously is locked to that DPS only, but I don't think that is a problem for somebody like Ari who can flex around. And I will note did some trading and then did some trading again. Initially had 2 picks in this round, but
Hold
I don't
on,
think that's
we're
going
getting
to be
there.
the case.
We're
Yeah.
getting
Spoilers.
With that being said, our next pick is going to be in. So with the 15th overall pick, the Gouda Gouda Goats are going to go ahead and pick up Fish for that flex role. What's interesting here is that Fish, while being one of the higher SR tanks, is also probably one of the more value picks on the off rolls as well. Like a Thoughtful Heart on DPS and support. We saw the DPS last season on the Vega Vengeance for that Venture more often than not. But Fish has got that dog in him potentially. So yeah, who knows? You can speak to him more since you're on their team with them. Their war.
Yeah, and I really love Fish. He's somebody who, like, I think got a reputation somehow for being really toxic. No, that guy's just a really chill guy. Like, he's very fun to play with, very vibey to be around, and his tank is so good. One of the things that's most notable about Fish is, like, his DPS and support R did both go up a little bit, but his tank SR is the exact same. And let me tell you this right now. This guy is still playing tank at a really, really high level, and he can play basically all the tanks under the sun, most notably the Reinhardt, though, which is very fun to play around.
Yeah, Fish again, like Booney brought up, really good value on that DPS and that support too. And then again, if you're going to like a brawl map, you're totally happy having Fish as your tank. With Strudel in the lineup as well, another very flexible player. I really like this pick from them to, maybe get creative with some of the comps. So I wonder if that's going to talk to Strudel's strategy throughout this draft of maybe getting players that can, really get value in other roles or move around easily, find things that work.
And who was supposed to be next on the board was going to be the locked-in Lemurs again, but in fact, there is a trade that went down. The Shibuya Spectres did trade back up in here into the first round, able to snag that pick at 16, moving up from 21, so moving up 5 spots for only moving back 4 spots in later rounds. What are your guys' thoughts on that trade there coming in here now that Shibuya is now back on the clock?
I have a little bit of insight in this, and this trade was happening if a certain person got picked up, and a certain person got picked up earlier. So I think this is good for both sides. In my opinion, it's a little bit more beneficial moving up in the first round than it is moving up in the fourth, but that's just me. To break this down more,
are you at liberty to say who was the person who got picked up?
I'm guessing it was
Who was
Skycer.
the
I'm guessing it was
person?
Skycer. If I had to take
Tommy
It-
Slat. Tommy Slat.
It was neither
Tommy
from what
Slat.
I believe, at least. I think it was Yak. I think.
Yak. Oh, okay.
It could have been Yak and others too, to be honest, but I think
So
it was
none
Yak.
of the players they thought were theirs. So they are.
Yeah, so
moving
it could have
on.
also been Skycer too, to be honest, because I'm assuming that Ari and Skycer would want to run it back. But
Ari did just type in the Twitch chat, no Tommy, no first. So I think.
Tommy,
oh
no
no,
first.
Tommy!
Alright.
Oh, Tommy.
Well,
So
Tommy on that
I had
roll.
also heard Tommy Slat, so that's not surprising.
Okay.
Well, with that being said, our 16th pick is in, and going to the Shibuya Spectres is going to be Shoreline Pie, but for tank. So, bit of an off roll here, but I mean, once you have Neptune and Slade as your DPS, you don't need another one, so might as well take one of the higher remaining tanks on the off roll at 400. So, yep, we're going to have Shoreline Pie on the tank here. After playing a couple seasons ago on the Funky Town Floppas, we're going to see a new look for Shoreline Pie.
So you trade up to pick up the highest SR player in the draft?
Somebody's
like a big
preparing.
deal.
Somebody's preparing for something. Potentially the last pick.
I mean, you're trading up here. You're getting a player. If you end up with a player like Jamal at the end of the draft, and you're like, yeah, I have a 44-25 average DPS line, like, you're just so set, right? That's just so killer. You're just gonna make that work no problem. So I like this pick. This seems like a good trade up from the Spectres. I'm an absolute fan of that pick.
The funniest thing about this is they can now do the most diabolical thing: put Shoreline Pie in DPS for 4.5, and put Neptune on Lucio for 4.4, and just nuke the SR upwards. It was really funny.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Anyway, at pick number 17 coming in here, the Glamorous Grizzlies are going to go ahead and pick up, they call me M. So another rookie tank comes off the board. We saw M over a couple of roles yesterday in the Combine, and as well as playing tank, playing that Domina in the Talon Tryout Tournament. So M did move up a little bit on the draft board as well. They were ranked a little bit lower than this, but the Combine brought them a few spots to 25. So going at 17... tank being a very sought-after role, gotta respect it. And, M does have a lot of experience in coaching, so perhaps like another like little Neptune running around.
The thing that impressed me most with M in the Combine is the way they're just able to like coach people on the fly. They're able to like give people advice at like any point in time while still doing wonders on whether it be like tank or DPS. I think the DPS is super, super valuable this season, but also you do need a lot of tanks this season. They're really important. As we said, there's not many tanks, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them slotting in with tank to combo up with Met. I think the comms will also be a great help for the team.
Anybody else got anything to say about M before we head on our merry way here to pick number 18? The pick is in for the Kamino Kiangs.
Very fun to play with. I played 3 maps with them last night. I don't know.
Well, with that being said, at pick number 18, the Camino Kiangs are gonna go ahead and pick up Spinal, who is a late addition to the draft here. But you'll see in our scouting report that Spinal, obviously coming in this late, shook up a lot of people's draft board. With that value on that tank on support, still 3,900. They did get drafted for DPS specifically here, so potentially playing that highest role that they have. But yeah, I think definitely, I think that shook up the late first, early second for a lot of captains.
I mean, they're just going for the stout. They're going for the stout team, I guess. Final and Southwest comboing up again, and I think that's a very scary combination. If anybody doesn't know, stout obviously collegiate team from Wisconsin, most notably coached by Neptune, and yeah, they're very, very good. I think they definitely impressed at the Kato Clash together, both on DPS, and have a lot of experience together. Southwest has been on teams that he's had a lot of experience together with, and one of the times it worked out really, really well, getting him all the way up to second place. So I'm very excited to see this combination and sort of how Southwest works from here.
And yeah, it also gives you that SR to work with as well, taking somebody that kind of quote unquote low this early, especially if you're one of those later captains. You have an early or late second round pick as well, but you can go back to back in that 2-3 area, which could be kind of where they make up that SR once these higher SR players are all off the board. But with that being said, pick number 18, the Johto Giants are going to go ahead and pick up Luca on the flex. Hold on, give me a second. Refresh, reveal. There's Luca. Hi. Luca is coming in here on the flex at pick number 19, going the way of Senemi.
And it's been, I think, a season off since Luca last played. I believe he was on the Mulch Maxers on the tank role. And I would not be surprised if he stays on the tank role here as well, too, because, I mean, that flex support number is very, very scary. And obviously you want somebody to complement Sanemi on the DPS. So, yeah, I do really, really like this pick. And I think it's another steal of a value pick, because remember from the last time Luca played, he was like 3.3K on tank, didn't go up all that much, and definitely as the game goes on, you play more players. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's even better than last time we saw him.
Yeah, I think he missed a lot of time that season, so we didn't actually get to see much of him, but there was a lot of hype around him, so I'm a little surprised he went in the first round, but I think like if you know more than we do about him, because we've seen very little from him, right? If you know who this guy is, then taking him early might be a good plan, because I think there was a lot of hype around him potentially being an SR steal last time, and so if you're captain who thinks that's the case, I think this is a good pick.
And we have ourselves our
Yeah,
final pick
I
of the
like
first
that.
round. Oh, go ahead. Unless you guys.
No, I was just gonna say, sorry. Like now you said, we didn't get to see a whole lot of them on Mulch Maxers, right? But again, well-known player, hyped up in that season. So, maybe coming back, interesting to see how it plays off. They might already know Sanemi a little bit too, so that might help a lot. Get a little bit of that coordination going on, but I think Sanemi's okay with that. Getting a kind of a steal SR tank value at tank, and when you're Sanemi and can really play any role really well, I think you're happy with that.
And coming in here at number 20, speaking of steals, the Monterrey Mariachis are going to go ahead and take up Corey for that flex role. We at the Booney Big Board, we had Corey as a top 10 prospect coming in number 8 because of that 3,400 on the DPS. And of course now the sole leader in the ring race of 4. But yeah, we did adjust his SR up, by the way, people, on APS from 3,100, and he's still value at 34. So pronounced Monterey.
Yes.
Sounds good. Monterey.
Yes.
Monterey
Mariachis.
I love this pick from Nave. I think, again, it's the first round. I think this is my favorite pick of the first round. I mean, obviously, it's like some of these are okay. Yeah, it makes sense to draft that person there. I am such a fan of Corey, DPS in particular. I think, again, I said it, during the interview after grand finals, but you can have Corey in on the flex support too, which is just good, right? Especially if you get like first round here, you're okay to take the 3,900 flex support player as well if you're Nave playing tank. But also, Corey is the ultimate DPS too, right? Like, if you can slot in anybody else that is good or can play the game really, on DPS next to Corey. Corey can do so much on that role, has the awareness of a high GM player, counting again for 3,400. That's just such raw value. And Knave on the tank role is looking for that as obviously the highest SR captain. You'll take value anywhere you can.
And yeah, with that being said, we can
The
take
thing
a good look at our entire first round. And is there, you know, we can keep hyping up Corey, or is there anybody else you want to come back and kind of circle back on in the first round here? I think a lot of these players, I think a lot of us knew where a lot of these guys were going. Biggest surprise to me is probably Shoreline Pie going at 16, just because we didn't see a trade coming up for tank. But I think everybody else kind of went where we're at least fairly expecting them.
I think if I had to pick out a couple players who went later than I thought they would have, I would say Nesquik's, maybe Corey, but the fact that Corey went to a higher SR captain makes sense. Maybe an early round pick that's lower SR on DPS, so getting them for a high SR captain makes sense to kind of counteract that. But Nesquik's, with how good they were last season, falling all the way to 14, that seems like a steal. I think we had them at 6, I want to say, on our big board, and we felt pretty comfortable thinking he'd go like top 10, and he fell all the way to 14. I think that's a steal.
Speaking of any more, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm a little surprised. Again, I think a lot of the names that are actually still on the board for me. I mean,
Let's go ahead. That's where I was going to transition to.
Yeah.
Good
all right.
transition. So we can look at the Booney ESPN big board, see who's left up here. We still have a couple of top 20s on the board. Silvertalis, Ying, Aniki, Swifters, and being those top 20 just flying out the first round, but probably won't be here for much longer. But yeah, I think a lot of people kind of going where we thought, like we were saying. The Booney ESPN big board continues to remain fairly strong here going into the second round.
I think the big thing you notice here is the two best available are both supports. I don't think, I might be wrong, we didn't see someone who's probably going to be support main role going in the first round, assuming Corey is DPS.
And I think that's very typical for a lot of drafts. You don't want to do, like, a lot of people stray away from the highest R flex support because there are so many of them, and you can kind of get them later in the draft, like most typically is what happens.
Yeah. Usually there's like one or two taken, and I'm a little surprised that maybe Silvertals didn't get taken, but at the end of the day, it's not that surprising that there are no supports taken yet.
I think the big thing here I'm looking at is Slade has the next pick, has 2 GM players already on their team, and can now take
not
their
anymore.
Nope.
pick.
Remember they traded with Ari
they
for
switched,
21.
yeah.
Okay, sorry, it is not updated on the sheet, so sorry.
With that being said, Epic.
But scary, Ari does have that pick, and they have 2 GM players, right? Or High Master.
That's true.
I mean, Ari's basically GM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Ari can take the pick,
surely.
and I would
Surely
not be
it'll be
surprised.
Silvertals. Oh,
I would
that's
not
scary.
be surprised to see a Silvertals come through.
Oh.
At pick 21, you will be continue to be not surprised. It is going to be Tanigby coming in here at number 21.
Oh.
And I think that is the perfect pick for this roster right now.
I actually agree. I agree with that a lot. You know, I think you can plan for a lot of higher SR support players to still be available. Tanic slots really well. Again, plays a lot of the Mei, stuff like that. Ari obviously liking the Ramatra, liking some brawler tanks like that. You know, you have Nesquik's, one of the best flex DPS players in the league. So pairing him up with Tanic, who's does really well at, you know, being like Corey, a really good DPS too, right? So I really like that pick. It slots really well, and you're kind of leaving it open for yourself to go later on. So.
Chat is saying this is a bad pick, though. So chat knows best.
Oh, chat knows best.
We're getting a lot of Tanakby haters drafted right now, or coming into the draft, I should say.
I think the only issue I do have with this pick is, you know, Nesquix is usually the one playing like that Tracer, that Genji, and, you know, outside of Mei, Tanic does like playing more like that Tracer, stuff like that. So, like, you know, they played Tor Mei, and then otherwise it's like Tracer. Things around there. So
I think what we're gonna see is Nesquik Soj, right? That was a hero they looked really good on last season, if I remember. So I think we'll probably see something like Nesquik Soj coming out, and Tanic be playing the flex DPS slot.
Yeah,
That's
For
my
sure,
guess.
Tanic on flex. It's
And
interesting to have 2 role limited players. There are 2 like people who are locked DPS though.
That's not a problem.
I don't think it's a problem, but it's interesting.
at pick number 22, the Toronto Thunder Chickens are going to take Luau on the DPS role. So we saw Luau last night, and they were definitely a lot lower on this ranking coming in post combine, but just being in like that 3,500 range for DPS, and they were crazy on the Tracer last night from what we saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Luau, another one of those players I had in my personal, look out for this player list. I think they're going to be a fantastic addition with Wind on the tank, right? If Wind wants to play Zarya, Luau was playing a lot of that flex DPS, Tracer, Echo, things like that. If you're dealing with a really good player on that flex DPS in your backline, you have Wind running down the front line, just slamming out damage. That's a pretty scary team already being built, and for the price tag of 3,500, that's you take that. That is again at average SR, so you're quite happy if you're Paradox getting Luau here.
And Paradox has a lot of options going forward. I mean, you have the like super high carry in Wind who can kind of like do everything, kind of like calm, kind of do anything. You just need to fill in the rest of the pieces with value. And Luau, from what I saw last night, definitely value.
Yeah, no, they look good. I think I want to see them against like a higher lobby, but they were pub stomping at times. So they looked really good.
Yeah, they did.
in
They
the
did make the
limited
comment. They did make the comment halfway through on the maps. I need to chill. I'm playing like this is. I need to chill out a little bit. So maybe again showing that they can even have more in the tank, but very good player.
Coming in here now at pick number 23, the Wan Warriors go ahead and pick up Swifters. Definitely a lot higher than last season for Swifters. After a great showing on the Mega Vengeance, we had Swifters as a top 20 prospect. They were number 19s, potentially a little bit of a steal here for Psy, picking up Swifters here, but they showed they're able to kind of play most things needed in this league and show some decent flexibility on that DPS. War, go ahead and hype your guy up for us if you want.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are gonna hate on him because y'all are like, oh, Tommy Slash should have been an MVP candidate, but Swifter's absolutely performed. He's so confident on all the roles. He knows how to play. He knows what to do. And there's so many times where, like, for our team, like he would be the one just like opening up fights, getting picks, like doing crazy things. His Cassidy is very good. His Vendetta is very good, and he can kind of play like all characters under the sun. There's times where he's like saying like, "Oh, I want to move over to the sim. Let me cook," and like his ideas are really good. Comboing that with somebody like Mardox, who's also a big thinker, I think is super powerful and super scary.
The Thinking Man's team.
Yes. And also, I do like how our DPS, low SR DPS captains are still getting like high SR valuable DPS to like play alongside them. I think that's really good.
Speaking
Both
of,
Say and Paradox.
Speaking of good value to play alongside you, the Plus Ultra Pangolins are going to go ahead and pick up Nathan for that flex role. And
Pick.
we saw Nathan last season, unfortunately on the Stray struggle a little bit, but that was not at all Nathan's fault. Stray or the Nathan DPS continues to be some value. No support this season, which is surprising. That's where we see a lot of value for Nathan. But going back to that kind of roots of that Reaper guy, potentially from the early Aurora days on the Newts, but as well as their championship victories here and there. So where do we see Nathan sliding into this roster here now with Tomb Crater?
So what's Tomb Crater playing? Is he on
DPS?
support?
Probably DPS.
He's
yeah.
on
Probably
DPS.
probably DPS, but it'll flex to support if he needs to.
I think
That means we're seeing Nathan
Right?
tank, right?
Yeah, I think what I want to see from this team is I think
Around.
it's okay to have Nathan tank when TC wants to play DPS. I think that's good. Why I like this pick, right, is it's around the similar SR on both tank and DPS, and Nathan is really good at both those roles. Do not like look at these and say, oh, Diamond, right? Like Nathan is way better than those two SR calcs. And so you can kind of estimate that similar SR between tank and DPS for Nathan moving around. And if TC goes, Pokemon guy, goes and decides to play the flex support, which they were playing a little bit more of towards the end of last season, and you can slot Nathan to the DPS line with Yak, right? I think that's a real Nathan Cassidy with Yak Tracer. I think is an incredible DPS line at incredible value as well. So if maybe later on in the draft, again, Pokemon Guy has one of those later picks in the draft as well. You know, it tends to happen that lower SR tank players fall down to those spots. Pokemon Guy can maybe just pick up another rotational tank player, slide over Nathan, and you still have a really good comp. So I'm pretty happy with that pick for him.
I think TC is willing to do any role. Actually, I'll correct that. I would not be surprised if we see him on DPS, but I think he's willing to do any role. I think he looks good on DPS on this team, though, in my opinion.
Well, that being said, pick number 25 is in here for the Canadian Cadavers. So pick number 25, the Cadavers are going to go ahead and pick up Pomku, one of the remaining high SR DPS we have. And saw them last night at the Combine, and I think they sort of just played at their SR. Yeah, the BPL over 4K, putting in top 10 for DPS makes sense. But the flexibility you have there as well, 3,300 on tank, 3,600 on support, drafting for that flex role. Interesting to see where Pomku fits in here.
Pomku is so good at the Combine, guys. His Cassidy's insane. Like, actually, like, so crazy. And it's scary. Like, I was trying to do stuff on flyers, and he just, like, 2-tapped me every single time I crossed the corner. Like, he's so good.
This is another one too. Again, you know, obviously Spicy filling out this roster. 2 high SR DPS players. Looks like Spicy is going into that mindset of they are going to be playing tank. So you're pretty happy, you know, if you're the tank player and have 2 people you know are going to kill things.
Definitely does help. So speaking of things that are going to kill things, how about a support line for you? At pick number 26, the Backstreet Bitterns are going to pick up WK to probably put it alongside Warblerhawk on that support line. Andrew,
yeah, WK, my GOAT. They're one of my, again, favorite players in the league. They, you know, obviously had a giant SR increase this season after the last one, but they're so good at IGL and, you know, fight planning and, you know, all those good things on the team. And, you know, you mix that with Dyer as well, who's very communicative. I really like that core. And I think Warblerhawk can really find whatever DPS players they want, and they'll find success with those 2 leading the core on that team.
WK, very good at comms. Very, very good at comms, is what I'll say. In both the team and in all chat. You know, you know.
and in match chat. They are indeed
And in
a
match chat.
speaker.
They do like to talk.
Coming in here at pick number 27, the Wyoming Wunks are going to go ahead and select up Voyager. And Greg, again continues to build on this very valuable roster. I'm liking what Greg's putting together right now.
Yeah, another player I had on my board.
The bargain bin.
I think Voyager, the bargain bin board. Again, looking at those SRs, those are just very, very barely above that cap, right? So, and again, Voyager has been a great player these last couple seasons. So, you know, slotting in with Didn't You See Me and with Greg, who has that GM mindset on tank. Again, Voyager can swap between DPS and support, fill in really nicely for the rest of the team. I like this pick a lot for Greg.
This team needs somebody who is gonna lead in comms, in my opinion. I'm saying that right now. Didn't you see me comms? Okay.
Comms?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Then it's good. Really good pick.
We do have our next pick in here, so
Sorry, go ahead.
we can go ahead. The Rome Raccoon Dogs are going to pick up Silver Towels. This is our first hard support pick. Everybody's been flex or whatever. This is our first support pick up here, and it's gonna be Silver Towels off the board.
You took the best one. I don't think
you
it's
took
crazy
the
to say
best one.
that Silver Towels
Yeah.
is the best flex support available in the league, right?
Probably.
I don't think that's crazy at all, to be honest. Like, the person who's gonna be Playing flex support, yeah, 100%. Like maybe Murdoch's, but Murdoch's didn't sign up for that, right? So yeah, Silver Trolls is amazing. I got to play with him. He was flex support for me on the Blahas. He does so well. I think Riddle knows the value of having like a very, very high SR flex support that is going to be able to like hard carry in some of those lobbies. And Silver Trolls is that guy. He will diff the enemy DPSs on that Baptiste, on that Kiriko, taking whatever angle he wants, while keeping the entire team up. And also, I mean, we talked about him as flex support. He can play. He can play the Torb. He can play the Diva. He's good on all roles, in my opinion.
My favorite part about this pick is that it was also made by Riddle Dog. And if anyone knows how a flex support likes to play, it's also Riddle Dog. So they're going to be so aware when they're playing tank, they're going to know where Silvertals is playing, what Silvertals wants to do the entire time. And that's already just going to help their, team communication, team setup, everything like that so much because they have that knowledge, have that connection, and that similar game sense, right? Which is so important, especially like even just like the first 3 weeks of the league, having that built-in understanding of what everyone else on your team is trying and wanting to do, especially between your tank and flex support, is going to be imperative for this team.
I actually want to disagree quickly because if you've ever watched Silvertals play flex support in this league, he does not play where you think he would. He's known for flanking on Ana. Okay, so I think.
Well, if you have a wrecking ball,
actually,
that's great. They're going to meet in the back line.
Preferable if you're Riddle though, because you don't want a flex support who's going to sit there and heal bot your team. You want an aggressive flex support, and that's why this pick makes a lot of sense. Because he loves playing Moira and Ana and just playing extremely aggressive and milking every ounce of value out of the SR that he can.
All right. Coming in here now at number 29, the Venus Voidlings are going to go ahead and pick a Rathmataz, get them off the board. We were talking about that knowing connections and being buddies and whatnot, but who better than Drew and Raz to know who's going to play each other and the way they're going to play. So Raz coming off the board at just number 29, going to pair up with Void Fiber. So the connection coming in through what was that? What was that team in Vin's Academy? I can't think about it. Tom. Oh, the Mudskippers. There we go, Mudskippers. So bit of pre-built-in connection. Also, Raz was a 28th ranked support and they went 29. So value? Question mark.
Oh, did our big board get that? Our big board was pretty close too.
28 to 29. Our big board was 32. So we're close. We're around there.
So a big steal by Drew is what I'm seeing.
Yup, big steal, big steal. I like Raz. I had the opportunity to play with her multiple times. She's very, very fun to play. I know the chat's shouting out the Raz Farah. That is truth, by the way, and it does have a fairly good under the SR cap number as well, too. So I'm probably going to be playing flex support for this team. I'm really interested to see which way they go for the tank role. Obviously, they do have 2 DPSs on the board right now, so I sort of want to see like what the future holds for what Ninja Drew's cooking over there.
Yeah, I just do want to say quick though. I do like the pairing as well with Void Fiber and Raz. Raz does prefer liking to play Ana. That is one of her signature heroes. So very potentially dive heavy team coming through here, right? Being able to pair that with a Venture or Vendetta or even the Reaper from Void Fiber, right? So if you can pick up a tank who's maybe comfortable on a Diva or a Winston, you can have arguably maybe one of the best dive teams in the league already being set up for a core. So just want to put that out there.
That being said, pick number 30 is in here for the Astronauts. They're going to go ahead and pick up Koi for a flex role. So who can you guess where Koi is from? But yeah, we've heard from a lot of sources that Koi is very underrated. We had them at number 43, but they want to stick mostly kind of that tank and DPS coordinator sign up, but still being right around the SR cap average, in fact, exactly at the SR cap average is definitely a big steal here for money.
Yeah, again, getting that BPL synergy, very, very solid base you have going. Again, I'm liking how this team is being built around so far as well. A lot of, it's a very flat team. But when everyone's saying that these players, that are more flat are all better than what their SR says, you're pretty happy with that, right? So we'll see how they slot in. Again, not really sure with Foliage if they're gonna play that DPS or that support, but being able to be partnered with Koi, you can now maybe have at least a Masters level player, if not higher, on every role too, if they decide to go that route. So definitely not a bad pickup at all.
It's the common BPL theory. It's get a bunch of people who are like 3-6 to 3-7, and then get like somebody who's like
3-7.
3-7.
Keep this niche, twin. 3-7. Keep this niche.
Yep.
Anyway, the pick is in at pick number 31, and the Little Rock Turtles. I'm sorry, I'm gonna learn it, but not right now. It is going to be Anarchy coming back after their a season sabbatical from the rookie season from the Egoists, and Anarchy falling fairly far in the draft here, down to 31. But gotta wonder if that might be that SR looking spooky. But for a manager like Yeetmeister, who doesn't care about that more than the other ones, they can hit it probably a little easier. Hit that cutoff.
If you're Yeet and you're like, you know what, Anarchy is still available, and my roster right now is let me find his roster.
He needed a DPS. He had no DPS. Like, I mean, it's good.
So he had Spicer and he had Dish. Both DPS slots are open. So if you're the Ayuxi or the Ayuxe, you need now a sync, but you've got a 4K tank, a champ DPS, and a Masters flex support. Like, that's a good start to your team.
Yeah.
You can find like a main support and a lower DPS later. This is like the textbook way to build a good team. So I like what he's done so far.
He does have the least SR available left out of every single team.
His next
so
two
I'm really interested to see which way he's
2,500.
going. Oh,
2,500 average on his next two picks.
Jamal Theory.
Mistletoe, please.
Jamal Theory.
Jamal Theory.
I mean,
Jamal Toe 18 Theory. Jamal Toe 18
plus a diamond player. So Jamal plus diamond player, I think that team wins it all.
But not Mistletoe plus diamond player.
Also, by the way, I gotta say, is anybody who wants a hard score hit scam player whose secondary language is English, it's gonna be the guy who drafted Coldbeard twice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, that's true.
So,
that's true.
And we all remember how good Coldbeard was.
No, is Anarchy an import?
Anarchy, I believe is from way up north, but they speak French more. So I believe they're French Canadian. I could be wrong, but anyway, our next pick is going to be in for the persistent Pyros, and is going to be Cloud, another rookie, but they're not come from BPL. In fact, they're coming from MNSU, down from K-Town. They're now the main support for the Mavericks, and gonna start filling in with that Melon and Frost DPS line.
Yeah.
Still leaving the tank on the board. Does this mean that Cloud here goes over to that tank, or Frost maybe tank? I'm not sure, because leaving tank this late in the game might be risky here for Frost.
So Cloud is a main support for MNSU, right? That's the team that Wind is on. However, they used to be a flex support, and they're playing main support for their team, so they can play flex support. All right, so this is they got some flexibility here. If there's a flex support late in the draft and you want to play Cloud on main support, you can absolutely get away with doing that. And if you find yourself late in the draft and there are no flex supports left and you have to draft a main support, then you're also fine. You can have Cloud play flex support. So I think that's probably a good pick. And again, they're on MNSU, so they play at a high level. That's a good team. They're surrounded by good players like Wind. So this is probably going to be a good pick. I liked Cloud as a pick coming in as kind of an unknown rookie. And I think the team that got him is going to be pretty happy.
Now going on over into pick number 33, the Fearless Firebenders are going to snag up Milo 16. Milo coming back after a couple of seasons off, but Old Goat with the Mouse winning, I believe, our Shapeshifter that season. A most improved player, actually. So I think that the fact that Milo basically gets every role basically at that SR Academy except for the support is quite the thing. And yeah, my source for this one, where the only concern of his lack of playing Overwatch, making him very rusty, the source was Milo himself at a dinner. So I'm using my Boon ESPN connections to get the insider juice and all these these hot prospects. But yeah, Milo coming back, guys. Big.
I love Milo as a pick, and it slots in so well with Tommy Slap because Milo can play the tank role, Tommy can play the tank role, and the SR discrepancy they have between tank and support, the second best roles in my opinion for both these players, is the exact same. So they can just 1-for-1 for each other for free, like every single time. Or yeah, almost like it's 50 off. Sorry, but basically 1-for-1 for each other every single time. It's peak.
Milo's also awesome. So there's that.
What's also worth
is true.
mentioning now is the St. Moritz Marmots are on the clock, and this is their first pick because Sonic traded out of the first round for these kind of really close back-to-backs here in the second. So coming in here at number 34, the pick reunited is going to be Ying and Sonic on the Marmots. You know, Ying with the Rookie of the Year showcase last season was second in MVP voting. So, you know, why not run it back?
Yeah, fantastic pickup. Again, I think Ying is just a really good player, really good coach. You have that synergy already with Sonic. You know, you just did really well last season with Ying. Bring them back. Again, I think they're really good value on both support and on DPS. Might see the tank. We'll see about that, but again, I think just a solid player. I think you're quite happy with Sonic. You know, waiting this long to get your first pick and getting someone that you maybe have valued really high. So
I'm really interested to see. I know it says it on the board there, but what role Ying is gonna play here? Because you have I have Sonic in like limbo between like maybe playing tank, maybe playing DPS, probably not playing support, and I have Ying also in limbo. And I think it's really going to be defined by a pick that's coming up, not this pick, but the next one after that, because Sonic did all these trades to get himself sort of in the middle of the draft. I really want to see how this works out for him.
I mean, I'm not gonna question
My
Sonic.
guess-
I'm not gonna question Sonic when it comes to build.
My
building a team.
guess is if
Yeah.
you draft Ying, Sonic is at least not playing support. Because I don't
That's
see
true.
Sonic putting himself
Yes.
on support if he has
Yes.
Ying anyway. So
Yes.
Sonic could play DPS, Sonic could play tank, we could see Ying move around, but I don't think Sonic's playing support. I think that part is probably not happening.
All right, that being said, pick number 35 for the Gouda Gouda Goats is in, and it is going to be Sandy. You got back-to-back Puffle supports coming off the board at 34 and 35.
another great pick.
I think is where we see a lot of these supports kind of come off the boards. Like, well, you know, I might as well get like a good starting support here for me. And we're seeing them back-to-back, maybe like 4 in a row here with Cloud, Milo, Ying, and Sandy all off the board in 4 straight picks. Maybe a bit of panic setting in the draft room.
So I only saw one captain's draft plans, and that was Strudel. And I was talking to him about certain players, and one player I mentioned was Sandy, and potentially looking at that DPS SR. He's 3150 on DPS. This is like a high Masters Flex support player. There's no world where his DPS SR is not criminal. And Strudel is already on Flex support as a high Masters Flex support. I would not be surprised if this Sandy pick ends up playing a lot of DPS for this team.
Yeah, and you can even move him around too, right? Like Strudel has shown a lot of comfort playing DPS last season as well. So again, you can move both Strudel and Sandy, very similar players in that sense of being really good value on DPS and you know, incredible flex support players. Then you also have Fish, you know, we've already talked about earlier, can come in on that tank, do really well, but also really good value everywhere else. So I think this has shown a lot into the draft strategy that Strudel's having of, you know, really just picking these value flex players and seeing, you know, what they can really cook up and make happen on this team. But I do like what they have going on.
Speaking of cooking, my God, I like what I'm seeing here. Pick number 36, the St. Moritz Marmots are going to go ahead and they're going to take Laura to pair up with Ying and Sonic. I think that this team, once again, is looking very scary. I think Sonic is once again cooking in the draft.
I was looking at all the DPS left, and I'm like, I see one exception here that is like kind of crazy, and it's Lore. I mean, Lore, like, is such a prolific DPS, like, and for like what 3.5k
Three
is at the
five,
SR
three
Mhm.
count.
five is egregious. This guy's
Like
better than
Sonic
3.5.
is doing
Yeah.
crazy things with SR. Like it's crazy how he's on the admin team and can do these things with SR, but he just like
This
figures it out and he rigs the draft and I hate the admins and everything
this
like
is
that.
this is
But
kind of a
no,
classic
he's cooking.
Sonic team
He's
where
cooking. Yeah.
he really likes trying to find value picks. So
Yep.
Mhm.
yeah, I think everyone looking at the sheet knew Lore was probably a good value at 3.5, and his value probably dropped just because he had a like his team wasn't good last season, and so maybe just isn't up on the radars of the captains, and now Sonic gets him.
It is also though worth mentioning that Laura had 0.00 damage mitigate per 10. So is this guy the most selfish player of all time? Also looking like Will Campbell and Super out there, buddy. Ha! Anyway, coming in at pick number 37 for the Glamorous Grizzlies is going to be Nuttier on the support.
This is an egregious reach, by the way.
Hey, let's look at this guy's
the main
draft
supports
board.
early are going crazy. The main supports early are going crazy. I'll say that
Guys,
much.
if we look at Booney's big board right now, you will see that this guy was taken about one round too early.
54. Yikes. Yikes, bro. Ugh, this guy. I don't know. I don't know if the guy is able to, like, do you have your damage bound on Kiriko anymore, Tom, or did you put that back on after
No.
this season?
No, I don't need that.
You also
All
mitigate
he
0
needs
damage
is
per
I
10.
will-
Most selfish players of all time going back to back off the board.
I did. Yeah, it's really troubling when you draft a Lucio player and see that they did not build beat last season. So I think that that's probably not a good look to take your second round pick as a Lucio player who built 0 beats all of last season. I don't know what Met's thinking here. Maybe I'm trade bait. Maybe he's looking to trade me later.
I've never heard somebody
Yeah.
more negative on the cats about themselves. You sound like Skycer every time he's drafted like anything outside of like round 3. He's like, no, I'm not worthy, guys. I'm not deserving.
Just
What I
this
will
is
say-
just a little earlier than I expected y'all, I think.
What I will
by
say, I
about a
do
round.
think round 2 is a little early, right? Especially
yeah, this guy fucking
if the
sucks.
plan is to have you play main support. I think they're looking. I think Met's looking. I think. Well, I don't think you suck by any means, but I think it's Met's looking and saw you play Kiriko last season, said hey they're pretty good, and again you obviously have the knowledge of playing at high masters, can position well, live. That's the big deal. What I will say is if they do draft you for main support and if you do find play time on Lucio, the tank player on this team really likes to play fast. So I think you two might have a good combo going where if you're able to play Lucio and M plays, whatever they want to play, I think you might match similar wavelengths there quite a bit. So
That's good because I also don't have crossfade bound. That just stays on speed. So that's good. I will say I think
Holy.
this is my 13th season in this league. I think this is the first time I've ever gone before round 3. So
Is it a sign?
it
Who
is a lot
knows?
earlier than I was expecting, but I mean I like the way my team looks so far. I have like a high masters tank and a GM DPS player. That's pretty hype.
Indeed.
And like the SR isn't too bad. We still have a fair amount left. So
Yeah, more than a lot of teams.
At pick number 38, the Camino Kiangs are going to go ahead and slide in and pick Odin, sort of a later addition to the draft board, but I think that Odin sort of once again being one of the remaining tanks left on the board here at 3600. We saw Odin for the Moon Baboons, if I'm not mistaken, a couple seasons ago. And I say here, the Neptune game sense rubbing off on Odin, bringing it in here for the Camino Kiangs, and going up in terms of the SR. So, and yeah, it's just stout. So,
yeah. We have
But,
stout team and we have BPL team. There's some things that are always consistent in Aurora. And Sonic building a flat.
Sonic building a
High
flat
value
team's
team.
going to at least get second minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum. Yeah, I mean, I think people are gonna start wanting the tank soon. I mean, we still have we have 2 really high SR tanks left on the board, but I think Odin's somebody who definitely slots into that value role and definitely has good synergy with Stout as well too. So very excited to see that team come together. And I'm wondering who are the other Stout players left, because I'm guessing they're going to be leaving very shortly as we do loop back this round.
And
Not
now,
sure. I don't know all their.
at pick number 39, the Johto Giants are going to go ahead and pick up Mr. Doomer himself. Big Brain is now off the board and probably spamming Semi right now. Bro, I'm so bad. Why'd you pick me here? I should have gone last. Oh, my life sucks. My lobster too buttery. My life sucks. Yeah, Big Brain coming in here at number 39, going the way of Johto Giants.
Can the
Yeah.
wait 3-point AK Mercy Dream be real? What does that mean, bro?
Yeah, I don't hate that if they're trying to play more support. You know, obviously 3.8. You have Luca for big value if they do decide to play Luca on tank. And I think that does tell us that, you know, probably not going to be Luca on support for Sanemi's team. But, you know, obviously you want to get someone that you're comfortable with, you think is going to do work on the support line, and that's Big Brain for this team. Another, obviously, player who's selected, you know, all roles, can swap if they need to. You know, we saw a little bit of their DPS last season. I'm not going to comment on that, but but it is something that they can swap to if they need to. It's all love, though. It's all love.
I will say I was impressed with the Big Brain DPS. It cost like what, 2,800 or something.
Well,
was
now it's
something
34.
Yeah, the fact that he was getting so much value on it was insane. It's probably
Yeah.
you know, less value now comparative because he climbed so much, because it was quite obvious that he was not a flat player on DPS.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his SR is, I think, lower on support this season, so he's more value there than he was last season.
Our last pick of the second round, going the way of the Mariachis. It's going to be... Hold on. Why is it not working? Oh, look, it's me. Going the way at number 40. Speaking of reach, Nuttier, this is going to be the biggest reach on our draft board all night.
We can't outdo this reach, unfortunately.
We can't outdo this reach because I was ranked number 98. We can't outdo this reach, unfortunately, going at 40.
So we have like 2 picks to try and beat this. We need
Jamal to go next or something.
we need Jamal to go next.
Well, I will say, if Nave somehow saw my value rankings and took them into, okay, we're going in the list and I'm only drafting these players, doing a great job. Both, again, Corey and Booney on my list, I think, of really high value players. Again, specifically for, you know, some off roles, but, you know, you could move Corey, Booney, both good on DPS, both good on support. Again, Nave obviously wanting to play that tank. That's what they're known for. And Nave likes to play a lot of brawl tanks, which, again, Booney is very comfortable in, and Corey is very comfortable supporting. Booney, Corey played together for a very long time, have a lot of that synergy going on. So we'll see if Unks still got it and can
do the retirement home. They got it, rolling out their walkers. Do we still got it?
I will say I like this pick a lot. Like, look at this team. You've got Nave, Corey, Booney. This is like the SR value team.
Mm-hmm.
You have a GM tank player, SR value on DPS, and SR value on support. And Corey and Booney have played a lot with each other. Like, I think this is one of my top teams right now.
And Nave gets another pick, by the way.
Nave gets
another pick.
I'm just
Nave
saying,
can pick another.
We're taking a
If
quick
Nave
look
picks
at
another,
round 2. Is there anybody that stands out here during round 2? I think that the big run of supports is something we should probably look into after the draft. Maybe was there panic in the room? You know, it was like, oh god, they're kind of all going off. And for me, Anarchy falling all the way down to 31 is huge for you, Meister.
Yeah, and if you look at that team, like, that might be another player who's on the Jamal theory right now, or another captain who's on Jamal theory, is Yeetmeister. He's got quite a bit of SR so far, but he's certainly not the only one. There's a lot of SR out there on some of these teams.
Yeah, I think Anarchy going this late. I do like that Ying and Sandy were kind of back to back. I do think those are really good spots. I would honestly, I'm kind of surprised they lasted as long as they did. I think. I mean, Nutty brought it up too. I think, Sandy in particular for me is someone that I had as one of the highest value players as well this draft. You know, being a little bit lower than I think they should be on their 2 roles. Someone else, you know, Voyager, again, I think slots really, really well. We talked about it earlier on Greg's team. But otherwise, not too many major surprises, I don't think, in round 2.
I think that round 3, as we transition over there, will be the round where you start drafting those sinks off the board. Because Booney says he should have been going like 98 or something like that. I disagree, Booney. I think you're one of the most valuable sinks in the league if they put you on the DPS or they put you on the support. And I think there's going to be a couple more falling very, very shortly, too.
Get me on that Reaper guy. And yes, the next
Oh.
pick for the Mariachis is already in. So pick number 41. Mariachis do pick up Rue Lupinis.
Yep, great pick.
Right.
Another one of those players you can have on both DPS or support. Again, if depending on who you're putting where, has been really good on the support role. Obviously GM for a reason, but even slotting over on the DPS, they can do work. So I'm really like what Nave is cooking right now. I think you can get a lot of value with all these players you have. Even if right now you have Nave tank, Corey DPS, Rue support, you can move Booney between DPS or support, get insane value on both, and you can just pick your 5th fill player, whoever's best available that slots in on that DPS or support. Your choice. And I think this team is really good.
Yeah, the interesting thing is there's 39 picks until Nave gets another one. So we'll see if Nave gets the person he wants or not.
That's why I like Rue and Booney in particular, because you have these two players that can both move over between those roles, right? And again, Nave now gets the choice of DPS or support of that best available when they finally get back to Nave's pick, right? And then obviously it'll be back-to-back as well to get that 6th player. So you can even do both if you really want to. So I like that pick quite a bit.
Coming in pick number 42, going the way of the Johto Giants, it is going to be Keeks on Swag. And I'm surprised Keeks fell this low as well because of how good they performed in that combine last night.
Yeah, this is. I'm sorry, I'm taking over comms for a little bit. This is one of my favorite people to play with. I've been on. I've only been on one team with them, but I've known them for quite some time. This is the ultimate, this is the John Flex player, right? Like, you can put Keegs on any single role and they will get value. I mean, you see those SRs for 3250 and 3300. Those are both steal. I think Keegs is at least master's skill on all 3 roles. But on top of that, the Keegs will play up to whoever they're playing with. Obviously, matching with Sanemi is going to be insane when they're playing together. And the big thing, too, is Keegs is such a good, so coachable, I think is the best way to talk about them, right? They absorb really well. They'll adapt very quickly. And I think pairing them with those GM players are going to be able to get the best out of them. And I'm really liking that team that Sanemi's building right now.
Big Brain, you're in the scouting report because we unfortunately let Ari write some of them. So Ari was feeling woke up feeling dangerous when they wrote that one. At pick number 43, I don't think we got anything to add. I think that Flambo Jambo's eulogy there is enough for Keegsman Swag. But with pick number 43, we are going to go ahead and pick up Raza Stout.
Is Raza also stout?
I believe Raza is also stout.
They have 1400 SR.
Wait, where's SR? Where's hello?
So if they put everyone on their main roles right now, they cannot make a legal SR. There is no player that makes this work. So someone will be off-rolling on this team. Because this is not allowed right now.
What is the where? And Rasa's locked onto support, so Spinal's gonna go to tank, is my guess, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
What okay.
A exact prospect rating though,
what?
by the way.
The 43rd ranked support,
That's
43rd pick. That's the bonus spin big board difference right there, ladies and gentlemen. The most trusted voice in Aurora Esports.
I think it has to be that Spinal is going to be playing some support or tank. Is my guess.
But Odin has to. I mean, potentially Odin DPS theory, where you can get like Odin is 2.4k on DPS. But you also have to play Odin on tank some maps. So I don't know. We'll see. I think you have to play around a sync here, in my opinion.
I don't think it's opinion. I think that's just fucking facts. I think it's just
Yeah.
numbers.
I'm trying to figure out how it works, but just
My
not
opinion
working.
is that these numbers don't look great. Right
My
now.
opinion is that 2 + 2 does in fact equal 4. Feel free to fight me in the arena of
Yes.
ideas. With that being said,
Hashtag feedback channel now open if you have
Yeah.
a problem with.
Oh wait,
2.
actually, hang on, get me in there right now.
No,
Oh,
no,
feedback.
please don't.
Oh.
speaking of getting in right now, pick number 44 is going to be Big T Trevin coming in to play that flex for the
Ooh.
glamorous Grizzlies. And yeah, do we see Trevin Ball back in? Do we see Mr. Ball coach, or do we lock him back in over on the support? We shall
How
see.
do you feel to be with a
Either.
Lucio player?
I think this is going to be DPS. Am I crazy?
It's
I
gotta
also
be.
think this is DPS.
It has to be DPS, otherwise it doesn't work with SR. Like,
I think it's DPS, and then I think
It's
maybe
DPS. Okay,
them and M
I don't know
swap.
what our team is doing because we are super over SR. If that's the case, we would basically have to draft. There are what 3 players that make this work? 4.
this just in, the captains forgot what the SR cap is.
That's just
I
it. You
forgot
are
Yeah,
on the
so there's-
team that forgot the SR cap.
So there are still 3 players that make this work.
Nuttier, get ready to
and
learn Junkrat, buddy.
The final support could be 2150. Oh, I can play Junkrat. That's not the issue. The issue is we have to have someone playing Junkrat.
I would not be surprised if you're moving Trevin to tank and M to DPS because M's DPS is really value, in my opinion.
Oh, it's
And they lose a bunch
3400.
of
Yeah,
XR.
that might be the
Yeah, I
case.
think that's the
That looks
theory.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can see that.
Yep.
All
We'll
right.
see though.
Speaking of value, the St. Moritz Marmots pick is in here at number 45 and is going to be sliced bread. We are just once again building the Puffles from last season, running it back. We just
Oh my god.
don't have Void Fiber this time. Screw Void Fiber. You don't get to come back to the party. You did not RCB in time.
Oh my gosh. If this team's allowed to get onshore Rook on the way, like, it's not even on the way back, it's just soon. Like, I don't know. That's like Cook. That's like Cook for value, in my opinion. Because that's who slots
might
in
all
perfectly with this
even-
team.
We might even just put Sonic Tank here too.
That's
and
true.
just Find a
I imagine Sonic
Slightly
Tank is
lower
looking like
DPS.
the case now at this point.
Yeah. Slice bread. Okay, hang on. Let's just glaze slice ghost. Otherwise, Neptune's gonna like kill me after this draft. This guy might be the
Sure.
greatest player of all time. I got the privilege of like meeting him IRL. He was the greatest person of all time too. Like, actually, maybe like every single MVP nomination and every single award should go to him every single time. Like, I don't know. He's just different.
Just different. And speaking of built different, we got another player coming in here, number 46 for the Gouda Gouda Goats, and is going to be the champion, the captain from last season, the finely dressed gentleman who would be below me if my camera was on. It is going to be Flambeau Jambo here at 46.
Bad pick.
Great pick.
Another
Great
egregious
pick.
sweep.
Great pick.
No, actually, where did we have Flambeau on our big sheet?
We have Flambeau at
This is,
54,
like,
so
right around this, right?
just
So,
about
yeah,
just 8 above.
we were pretty close.
Flambeau,
This
I was
about
telling
right.
you, you deserve to go in the middle of the third round. You're going in the middle of the third round. Like, hello, like you're one of the best. Again, one of the best
Well-
value picks ever.
I'm excited to play on this team because I'm excited to play with Fish again. Last time I played with Fish, we won a ring. I think again I have Sandy as one of my highest value players in the draft, so excited to play with Sandy. And obviously, I always like playing with Strudel, so we will see what happens. I'm not really sure what role I'm gonna play. Again, I think it's one of those things where I think Strudel is just drafting really flexible players. So it looks like I might be playing tank if Fish isn't. And I might be playing support if
Fish
Sandy
Venture
or
with the
Strudel
Flambeau
are.
Jambo Rhine? Can you say?
Oh.
Can you spell ring for me?
I could, LOSE, is that right?
Oh,
No, it'll be fun. We'll see. I'm glad I'm on the GOAT team. That's fun.
Let's get Nora on that team too. Let's get let's bring the
True.
goat home. Let's bring goat home. Anyway,
Another raw flexible player. Good.
yeah. Pick number 47. Speaking of flexible, it's gonna be Jack coming in here for the Plus Ultra Pangolins with their first of their back-to-back picks. We can go ahead and talk about that one as well. We'll have Jack's on the screen here, but at pick number 48, they also pick up Para for DPS. So it's gonna be Jack and Para back to back here for plus ultra.
Wait, so who's the tank player?
Nathan.
Wait, no. Oh, it's Para DPS. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Pokemon guy support, but that doesn't work.
They will find a way that works.
Life finds a way.
Or the average is 3,500. That is correct.
Oh, 3,500. Oh, but I have the wrong sheet value. What the heck?
That is exact average, in fact. That works.
Okay, that makes sense. That works perfectly. We've been looking at a sheet that has the wrong
We've been looking
SR
at a
value.
sheet that had 3,400 as the average. So
that
it was
makes
telling
more
us wrong
sense,
numbers the whole time.
guys. Yeah.
Okay,
that makes
a lot
so much more sense.
It is
And
also
we were
worth
so
mentioning Jack was
confused about these
47. Jack picked 47. We
Yeah.
have him ranked 45. So Boonsby and Big Board once again strikes. Facts and logic. We don't care what your feelings. And then Power comes in here at 48.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a value pick here as well for the 36th ranked prospect fall to 48. So yeah.
I actually like Para a lot too. I think that's another player where if you want to move Pokemon guy around, you can move Para to support, move Pokemon guy to DPS, and I think that's still legal maybe. I'm not actually sure. Same thing with Jack. Jack can move between DPS and support as well and still get a lot of value. So really excited to see this team too. Very flexible. Like I said, I think Pokemon guy built this really well. Again, assuming last couple picks, I think if you do get a lower SR player, you can slot them in, or like middle SR tank, you can slot them in really well with this team he's got built out so far. So really good draft from Pokemon guy.
Jack and Yak back together again from the Bunger Brigade, Nuttier.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Pokemon guy's been really want to be on team with Jack, so it's nice that he gets that too. Pair's good value as well. Yeah, I like this pick. These picks.
This looks like a killer dive team. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Let's hopefully it doesn't get nuked off Oblivion like last season for the Horse Girls and the plus ultra penguins can play what they want. With that, our next pick is going to be in pick number 48. The Pyros are going to go ahead and slick up Perseus, who knows? But another rookie coming in here, just breaking in the top 50 here at 49. But having both roles of DPS and support at exactly the SR cap, I like that for Frost. It does allow them to be a little more flexible.
A really good building block player, I think. And again, Frost is doing that same thing, taking a lot of picks on some rookies that could show a lot of promise. So I'm not sure how much they may play DPS. Again, you have Melon role lock to DPS. I'm not sure if Frost is as well. I'm not.
No,
positive.
they're not. So we might be seeing Frost tank because
I think this is building out to be a Frost tank team. Honestly, so
do we know where Perseus comes from? Are they a BPL or do we know where they're from?
I believe
it looks
BPL.
like BPL since
BPL.
Dong Wagler just said they're really good.
They're BPL. Okay.
Drafted for DPS, so then yeah. Then now you're just looking for your SR sync on the support role. Or actually, not even sync. You just get a high plat player and you call it good.
Yeah, so they will have to play DPS at least one map a series. So yeah, that's probably primarily what they're looking at. Otherwise, they could just be swapping them in and out. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what their next pick is. But they have 3K SR if this is their lineup with Frost on tank, so you can get like a full team where you don't even have a player below 3K, which is usually pretty good. Yeah, this team should have a bit of SR to work with for their final picks.
And speaking
I updated the SR in the sheets now.
Speaking of
So
pretty good.
Yeah, it is accurate, I believe, yeah.
How about really good here? Pick number 50. The Turtles are going to go ahead and pick up Nolly. The IGL is now off the board. And exactly what this team needed, I think.
Yeah, so this is one of the teams that was on Jamal Theory right now, right? Because that was, let me find their... This was Skycer on.
They were the 50th ranked DPS, by the way. Just saying.
We nailed it.
And another player that if this is your sync, you are very happy. Again, Nolly, MVP candidate for a reason. Only counts as gold. They are quite good at the game. Put them next to Aniki and Skycer. Whew. This team is building out to be quite
This
good.
team is going to be really unfun to play against because they're just going to have Skycer running on you or diving you, and there's just going to be 2 off angles on Surge and Freya, and it's going to be really annoying to play against.
The double hit scan is gonna go so crazy in my opinion. Like you have like in my opinion like one of the best highest R hit scans, one of the best lowest R hit scans, and they're both on the same team. That's kind of crazy theory.
And our pick number 51 is going to be in here for the Astronauts. So pick number 51, the Astronauts are going to go ahead and pick up Andrew for the flex role. So BPL together strong.
This guy destroyed the Puffles last season when they played him. He was a one-man wrecking crew when the Puffles got 3-0'd kind of halfway through the season, early into that group 2. He just kind of had a pop-off moment, and so I think he's DPS only, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
So maybe
Tank
we're
is open as
seeing
well.
Yeah, tank.
My
maybe we're
guess
seeing
is
Foliage or Koi getting moved to support.
Yep, I see
Um,
Foliage probably getting moved to support is my guess.
And then they have this team then has a ton of SR to work with. They can pick up a Masters support player.
Yeah.
So
The SRs with Foliage and Koi work really well as well too, and I don't think we necessarily know what this team is cooking other than it's just BPL so far. But like their SRs work really well with Foliage, Koi, and also Sky has that. We haven't slotted down as a potential tank player right now, but he has that option to play on the support as well. So
Support is also
they got a
his
lot of options
preferred
right now.
on
role,
that
so.
team? Does anyone else on that team though have tank? It really is an option.
Foliage and Koi both have tank.
Cool.
They're both around 3-5, I believe. They're both signed
Okay.
up as flex players. Yes, 3-5 and 3-3 for Foliage.
Well, that being said, Toronto Thunder Chickens now on the clock here, number
That's just a
52.
question of
Lucky
which
not
tanks
me.
do they play.
And their pick is going to be Corgi, finally coming off the board here. Corgi, one of those higher SR supports, finally coming off this board, so potentially huge value here for Paradox, picking this up in round 3. We had them ranked at 28 as the overall prospects. Getting him down here at 52 is pretty huge. And they were a huge part to the performance of Pekka's last season as well. Sort of like that silent, consistent player in the back line, which is probably what this Toronto Thunder Chicken needs with Wind running it down main.
Yeah, you have you have Wind taking space. You have someone who's going to keep Wind alive, and you have Luau pressuring the background or backline on a flex support. And Paradox is able to slot in both DPS or support pretty well. Actually, I don't even know if Paradox signed up on support, but I'm assuming they're full flex. But again, you can kind of rotate however you want on this comp, but you have a game leading player on all 3 roles. So I think you're quite happy with how the team is being built.
And I love that Corey can play both the flex and main support. I think that's super, super strong because Paradox still has that second to last pick barring any changes. So you could be left with like a low SR flex support or a low SR main support, and Corey can just do a lot of both. And that's really, really helpful.
Paradox is only on DPS, by the way. I just checked. So
Yes.
you are drafting a support pretty much no matter what here.
Yeah.
Coming in here now, pick number 53, the Rome Raccoon Dogs. Pick up Linkadink. I think it's probably going to be one of my favorite players to cast just because that name rolls off the tongue and it's fun to say. So, Linkadink Theory. I know that Real Dog is talking about Linkadink Theory coming into the draft. But yeah, being that 22 and 200 player on both roles fits very well with this team the way that Riddle's building it. And if Linkadink can just keep up with with Silvertels and Riddle, I think it'd be a good squad.
I think one of the most
I like this
valuable
pickup.
things. Yeah, one of the
Again,
most
we were looking
valuable
at-
things is low gold. It's really good. Low gold support.
Riddle Dog now effectively can pick up a Masters player on support or DPS if they want to for that last spot. And Linkadink can kind of fill into the other role. So I like that a lot. Hi, Pablo. You're gorgeous.
Sorry, there was a trade that came through, so I'm currently making that adjustment on my sheet. Give me a moment. There we go. That should be correct. Come back here to this screen. Because originally on the clock it was going to be the Wyoming Wonks, but the Wonks have traded, let's see, pick number 54 for pick number... No, they trade up
So
to
they
50. So they
input it wrong.
traded 55 and 67 for 54 and 66, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at this
54 and 67 for 55 and 66.
and 67 and 66.
So they're moving one spot each.
Yeah, both are moving down or up one spot. Hold on. I want to get you guys the graphic. I'm trying to. I got.
Wait,
a lot
if you're
of
just
things.
moving up and down one spot, can't you just like make an agreement to say?
I
Can't
don't.
just make an
Yeah,
agreement
not
to
sure.
say like,
What,
I'm not gonna pick your player. You're not gonna pick my player. We good? We good? Yeah, cool.
I can't find back.
Well, the important thing here is that the 6-7 pick now belongs to Warbler Hawk, I believe, instead of Greg.
That is correct. 6-7 now belongs to
That's
Warbuck.
a big gain.
Yeah, that's an important one.
The 6-7 buff.
Back because 2 seasons ago when I was drafting, I had the 69th pick, and I tried to trade it for the 67th pick actually, because we were trying to get someone as the 69th pick, and it didn't work out. But
Maybe the worst day of our lives. All right, there we go. Trade details have been shown. Now I can go find the player they actually picked, and we can get back on with our lives. Where are they? Who thought this player's name shows up a lot when we just Control S. Anyway, with pick number 54, the Backstreet Bitterns have gone ahead and selected Master Jedi 11, who came in last season and was actually had a fairly pretty good showing on a Stroking Cats and Hats team. Like, I thought the Master Jedi, for their rank, was pretty good. On the hit scan especially.
I agree. We haven't seen a ton of them in the league, so hope to see more of this guy. Probably expecting some improvement after he's been in the league for a while. He's kind of a lower SR player. So the fact that he's approaching Diamond now, and you look at the team around him, he's got 2 GM players on his team. This team still needs another DPS, it looks like. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we could see something like WK moving to DPS maybe. Not sure what this team's going to do yet.
You know what I would want to see from that team?
What would you want to see?
I would want to see Dyer move to DPS and they pick up the Carson, who's still available at 4,100.
I think that's too high though.
That's
it?
probably too high. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
DPS.
too high.
Yeah, that's too high. Yeah.
That brings him to 3,600.
You'd have to off-roll Warbler then.
So
Actually,
yeah.
not even.
Move
You'd have to
WK
off-roll
to DPS.
Yeah.
3,500.
work.
That lets you get
I mean,
a 3,550 support player if you move WK to DPS.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what this team does. They can move their SRs around, so I wouldn't be worried, because they have people who can play a lot of different roles. So
Dyer, I got you. If anyone's got you, know that I got you.
Well, at pick number 55, the Wyoming Wonks go ahead and pick up Transflect, who had I would say probably one of the best showings of Transflect's long career here in Aurora and Overwatch League last season. They really kind of stood out, which they haven't done in the past on that tank role, so I think that trying to build on that next season on the Wonks could be huge for him. Probably more that support role or DPS, because with Greg locked tank, probably won't see Transflect on tank very much. But
I think I mean I like this pick a lot. I think honestly just again swapping them and Voyager a little bit too. I think Transflect and You See Me DPS line could be really good for this team, right? Transflect is a really good gamer, and at 3,300 SR value, like that's pretty good. And if Didn't You See Me is just tearing it up on Vendetta or Tracer or anything like that, Transflect can sit on a high ground, just shoot people as soldier. And they're probably gonna get a lot of value. So,
any Pompeii Pelgans enjoyers in the chat? For those who know,
Yes, yes.
Transflight is like unironically one of the most underrated players in all of Aurora esports. He's what, won 3 seasons, so like tied for the second most, right? Like he's insane.
He's always there. Is the best way to put
Always.
it.
Yeah.
Just always there.
He's
The
always
epitome
there.
of consistency. Transflight
Yes.
always plays really, really well, and you know what, like you know what you're getting when you draft Transflight. And they did just win weekend tourney with me. That's true. I had to slide that with me in there, by the way.
Yeah, dude, yeah, you're a
Oh.
huge contributor. We saw you in the
Hey,
lobby.
100% map win rate. That's all I gotta say.
That's the champion. That's the back-to-back champ right there. Anyway, pick number 56. Speaking of champ, it is going to be Lobster. Going the way of Canadian Cadavers, the Aga Bouncers. Staying together here
Yeah.
on the Canadian Cadavers.
Good pick.
I
You have the synergy
really like
with
this
Spicy.
pick. Yeah. Lobster's super good on the support. Like one of the best supports, I think, and still very valuable. I think only moving up like a 200 SR from last season, like really good value.
Yeah, again, obviously, you know, playing with Lobster last season, they're such a positive player too. Always making sure people are having fun or engaged, all those good things. Could be big for this team with 2 GM DPS players. Being able to move them around on the Lucio, and Lobster's always open to a lot of coaching too. So, with having these 2, obviously really high SR players on the team, honestly, probably just a really good experience for Spicy and Lobster, both of them in general, just to kind of absorb some of that knowledge and coaching and stuff. And I'm a little bit that team could be a really big threat.
Speaking of big threat, coming in number 57, the same rates Marmots are going to go ahead and pick up Squid 86, who we didn't see a lot of Squid 86 last night, but one of us got to experience going against Squid 86 last night.
Oh no!
Or
don't
go ahead and
mention
speak
it,
up on
no.
on
So
Squid
I
86.
may have been looking around, being like, I know this guy plays Reinhardt. I've heard the rumors, guys. Where's the Reinhardt? I look left, I look right, and then I'm pinned into the other team and dead. This guy's Reinhardt is really good, and I didn't get a chance to play in a team with him last night, but I experienced a lot of it.
And we have now officially hit Sonic theory, where the perfect high SR player has now fit in to complete their team, and this is a terrifying team.
Yep.
This is the second team to finish their roster, and this team looks really good. Like, the fact that Squid dropped all the way to Sonic, who needed exactly a 3900 tank.
Like, how does that work? Like, he had to in the back of his mind be planning on off-rolling on tank at some point in time. Like, like he had to be.
This team was really good.
King, Lore,
It's
Squid,
just the team he just remade his Puffles
I
team,
know.
but instead of Void Fiber, he split that SR between his tank and DPS. He picked up Ying and Sliced Bread again. Who was and then they had WK. Who was the other DPS on that team? It was Sonic and Void. No, Sonic was tank. Void and
Tannic B.
Tannic B.
Void and Tannic, yeah. So lore for Tannic. Right, and then instead of Sonic tank, Sonic switches to DPS and they get their high SR player on tank instead of DPS. So yeah, this team looks really good.
Well, coming in here now at pick number 58, the 1-1 Warriors go and pick up Asmodeus. Help fill out that support line a little bit. I don't believe Asmo's locked to Wu Yang Zhen this season, which could be a big boost for them. Being able to actually flex to another support and not just get banned out every time they came in like the Wumpus Waves. Yeah, and Asmo was our 27th ranked prospect, falling all the way down to 58 here. So Sai gains some good value.
Yeah, I like Asmo a lot. I think they're a really good player. Again, if you're able to run them, you have Swiffers and Mardox as well. That's good company if you're Sai right now. So just picking up those players, know how to play the game, locked in. You can just kind of feel as desired, I think, at this point, and feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, Asmo was doing a ton on the Wuyang, adding the wave to the Wampus waves, I'll say. And yeah, I think this team is really scary. They're gonna have a lot of weird picks, is what I'm feeling, with Marduk, Swifters, and Asmodeus, but they're gonna make it work regardless. So we're gonna see. I'm so scared of like the Roadhog
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 Wu Yang with a
Zen
bubble.
with a freaking Symmetra or something like that too. Like I don't know. It's gonna be
Might be
silly.
the team you don't want to play against just because it'd be so cock and ball ripping torture. But anyway, with that being said, coming in here now, pick number 59, it is going to be Carson. Our last big tank falls off the board here at 59 and goes the way of the Voidlings to pair up. How does this team work SR-wise? You guys have the sheet up. I want to know where these roles fit in here.
I can't even find them. They're just
Ninja
hiding them
Druid's
from
right
me.
here.
Okay.
It's on the right side.
They have 1400 SR.
Left. Raz has to off roll, or Carson has to off roll, but Carson's tank, so I mean you can off roll tank and wallet maybe.
I don't know. This team is so over SR. Like,
Or trade bait.
what do you do?
Wait a bit. You get Jamal. What? Look at that. You get Jamal.
you
You get
have to
Jamal.
get
You get
Jamal.
Jamal. You get Jamal.
That doesn't. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You get Jamal, and then you get someone who can sub 1-for-1 with one of your other players.
Yeah, like a 4-kit. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
legal.
that works. Or mistletoe, right? Mistletoe. would
Or
also be
mistletoe
good.
on the. No, I mean mistletoe wouldn't be on the support though.
Yeah, but mistletoe is signed up as flex.
Oh, true. Okay, that's fine.
You can play them on DPS. So this
This
team
is
needs.
a
They need
interesting
mistletoe
team.
or Jamal,
This is a very interesting
unless
team.
they want
Let's
to do
say.
a
Fan
lot
goes-
of off rolling.
Fangos, I hope you know we are not disrespecting Jamal. Jamal is the.
For you guys,
like, what
for you
we're
guys who
saying.
don't know, when we keep saying Jamal theory, it's because teams win the league all the time by getting a
Off of Jamal
really
theory.
low SR player and just surrounding them with GMs. So I guarantee you, late in the draft, there's gonna be like 4 captains hoping to just get Jamal. They have put their entire draft stake on Jamal, and only one of them is gonna be able to get it.
Gamers, we might have missed the Carson scouting
Yeah,
report
we did
also.
because we had a runtime error. I'm trying it again. Hopefully this time works.
Oh. Okay.
We had runtime
We're
errors.
holding out for
I've
you,
been
Carson
working in the
14
last
master.
3 or 4 minutes trying to get the fucking thing to work. Yeah, there you go. There's a scouting report. Have fun.
Big steal. Big steal. Barely missed out on top 20. Thank you, Booty.
Yeah, I actually kind of like it. I mean, obviously it comes down to what Taken
Jamal
and
gets
Raz
GM
want
in
to
a
do.
week. Big trouble.
No, that's what I'm saying, Rebel. But again, I mean, Jamal likes playing the Bastion, likes playing the Torbjorn. I think you're very happy just to, especially when you have Void Fiber as the other DPS, a GM tank as well, a GM support. You're kind of happy to just have, again, this is assuming they get Jamal, which I don't know when Drew's next pick is. But otherwise, it's looking like a lot of the players on this team will have to off-roll.
It also worth mentioning here that the number 60 pick was traded in that earlier trade with the Lemurs and the Spectres. So the Lemurs come in here at number 60, and once I find their pick in my sheet, I'll go ahead and get that in for you guys for our final pick of round 3. There we go. Refresh is in. It is going to be Seikana coming in here, pick number 60 to round up our third round to join in the Lemurs.
Great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, I'm shocked they kind of lasted until now. I think Seikana is a really good player, really good value at that, 34.50. I think they've, again, you brought it up on the scouting report, 2 top 4 finishes. I think this is a pretty good player, and putting them obviously side kind of RE rankings wherever. This is friend buff, so you always like friend buffs.
They can do their rankings inside the match. Guys, do you think this team goes up or down if they're up 2-0? I think this team goes down. Like they're talking about the PRs the whole time.
So I'm looking at the board. There's only.
Well, hold on. We can get there. Give us a second. We'll go through quickly round 3, then we'll look at our prospects.
I was going to talk about the Seikana pick just for a second more.
Yeah, there you go. You can keep talking.
So with the Seikana pick on this team, they have 2,300 SR available for another support, and I think there's 4 players that fit that, and one of them's already gone. So there are 3 players left that fit that who are either flex or support. So
But Seikana's just
One
so
pick is
value. You
Sega.
have to get Seikana. Like, I don't know.
yeah, they need Biggie Stretch, Forever, or
Forever
Mistletoe
Kingdom.
right now.
And they do not pick for a while.
They don't.
They don't pick for a while. No, the next pick's in 25 picks.
Oh,
Can go ahead and look at our remaining prospects here on the board as well. EJ, Nort, Loaf, Adam, Onshore, Shinbone, Hyper, 225, UT13, Charbatron, Fungin are hanging around that sort of third round we had them in, but EJ is falling quite a bit here. They were a 37th ranked prospect on the board. Same with
Yeah.
Nort. I'm surprised that Nort hasn't gone for like a value support
Nort
pick.
not going as crazy. Yeah.
yeah. I have both Nort and EJ again on that same list. You know, that I've been bringing up this whole time. I'm not releasing the list. Sorry, chat. You know, I'm looking at teams that need a tank, quite frankly, for EJ, and there aren't really any teams that are of need. But again, a lot of teams I want support, but EJ is just one of those players. Like, honestly, I kind of want EJ on my team if I'm looking at it.
No,
Like,
I want EJ.
DM your captain right now. Get in the DMs,
EJ
Flambo. Surely we're not
EJ's
late
mine.
compared to everything.
I'm
well, I
taking
think the draft has been over for a while. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know, or again, I want EJ on Dyer's team. Have Dyer move over to the DPS. You can put EJ on tank. Hey,
Yep.
legends speak of JE. Okay, like, and that
They do speak of J.
that's are there. Right?
At number 61, pick number 61, the Shibuya Spectres are going to take not Seikano. Hold on, they're gonna take June, who came in kind of last minute last season to fill in for Dante Fanfan dropping on the Wumpus Waves. So June coming in, we're gonna get a full season of them. Gonna get a full season of them now. Yeah, we had them ranked as a 60th ranked support. Went 61. Once again, the big board. Perhaps might be the GOAT, but
And
may
I
not
like
say
that
this.
you paired June with you know, high SR, pretty high SR flex support. Did really well on the waves, and now they get to play with Neptune and Shoreline Pie, which, you know, you kind of, if I'm
Kinda
June, I'm
carries.
very excited.
Yeah. I see the 3.5, 3.4K supports going off the board, and the value, I feel like similar to what you guys are saying with the flex supports as well. Like early in the draft, like people are getting worried they aren't going to be able to snag one of them, and Slade got one in June. I think that's a really solid pick.
That being said, speaking of very solid picks coming here at number 62, somebody knows who it is already, but we'll go ahead. It is going to be War coming in here at 62. There we go. War coming in here at 62.
Wow.
Picked up for the flex roll. Join the Fearless Firebenders. And the friend team once again builds stronger and stronger with HV Second U.
Yep.
I got a lot of fun.
And
from this
Tommy.
team. I'm so happy.
And Tommy Slap.
You know, Tommy
Yeah,
Slap.
so
Oh,
this
thank
is a
God.
team. I think War is happy to be on this team. I think HV is happy to have War. Obviously, there's a lot of synergy between a lot of these players. Again, War is one of those players that you're fine to run on main support. You're fine to run on DPS for a map or two if you need. So again, just really, really solid sync. You can move around as needed. You know, I'm liking how HV is building the team. I have no notes.
I think HV was inspired by my Reinhardt at the Combine, obviously. I'm excited to take up
think
the
everybody
role.
was.
I mean, with Tommy and Milo, they kind of need somebody to fill the Reinhardt niche, and I got it, I think.
I guess if I have to raise my hammer one more time.
I have
It's the cinematic. I have been called. I must answer.
I must answer.
if they move War to tank, they can get that non-existent like GM DPS player, right? I know
Yes,
there are
that
like
is
one
true.
left, but
That is true.
you
They
know,
can trade for Void Fiber when that team's
they could
over
trade
SR.
for Void Fighter.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm
trust.
sure
This looks good. This looks
I'm
good,
sure
guys.
that's gonna happen.
Well, at pick number 63, the Wanwan Warriors pick up Trubbatron coming off the board. Again, probably one of the more valuable syncs that we have in this league. Finally taking their way off the board. Just the all-around solid, perfect sync SR for the main support role. But maybe at 2000, we see the Charbjorn, you know, possibility.
The Charbjorn goes crazy. I duo with them on an alt, and we just win every game. It's just not fair. I simply hold my Reinhardt shield in front of her turret, and she hammers it, and it kills everything. It's really crazy. The silver players just don't know what hit them.
Or you put them on the wrong team on our sheet.
Oh, my bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
They've been traded already.
Traded already. Oh,
But
it's
yeah,
this
I
team.
mean, yeah, but I mean, again, it fills in perfectly SR wise for this team. Again, obviously playing with Mardox, Swiffers, and Amodius, you're pretty happy to have Charbotron fill in that space as well. So I'm liking what Sai's cooking. Again, I tend to say every season Charbotron's one of the best sinks in the league. Not only on support, which I don't even know if you can call sinks anymore, with how how much people are climbing, but again on DPS, put Charb on the Torb, and it can do work.
All right, pick number 64. Shibuya Spectres are going to go ahead and pick up Gunst. Unfortunately, Gunst couldn't make the Combine last night, so didn't get to see any of their gameplay, but I think they fit the SR for this team really well. With Shoreline Pie and with Neptune, you're going to need kind of those lower players. And with Gunst just kind of being that low plat main support, can be a good rotational piece, I think, here for the squad.
And that's exactly what the team needed. So, like, low plat main supports theory is exactly what you want. I'm not gonna lie, don't really know much about this player, but I mean, I think it fits in the team really well. And Greg was saying, "Oh, how do we let this Slade team get this gross?" I mean, yeah, she got 2 first-round picks and then filled in the gaps with the exact pieces she needs. So.
Yeah, again, obviously stinks we didn't really get to see him play a whole lot, but can slot in again. Maybe even playing some of that DPS. I'm wondering how they would slot in, or maybe even tank. I think they signed up on flex, no? Or did they sign up on support primarily?
They signed up for flex, I think.
Yeah, so maybe they can go tank. You can move Shoreline Pie onto that DPS, and I wonder, you might have a legal roster there as well if Slade decides to do some off rolling too. So
let me check.
Anyway, we shall see. At pick number 65,
Slade's
the Canadian
keeping it open.
Cadavers pick up Ripple 5611. I believe they were on the Rohan Rehiram.
They were, yes.
Mhm.
They're a Juno specialist, which I think for like low SR players is really nice because you can have them take over the spot of like a normal flex support because Juno does so much healing. So that's actually kind of a really valuable thing to have in a low SR support player. So this is it's Rebel and Lobster again. They're both on the row here.
Yep.
Oh, no idea. What does that mean? Be so.
They took both the supports. So I was the problem on that team. So I think this team is actually good to go.
Yeah, I liked Rebel when I walked them.
When you walked them? What the?
You
Ego.
walked Rebel?
Excuse me.
What the hell?
Excuse me.
You can't pitch to them, they're gonna tee off on you. They're batting like 430 right now. You're like, yeah.
No, I think that's a pretty good flex support line, and then
Flex support
support line in general. It's been a long day, but again, Spicy obviously picked someone that synergy with Lobster. You now have a 100% accurate team comp, and your lowest SR is Diamond, so you're pretty happy with that if you're Spicy. I'm sorry, I know I am going back. I do think this will be Gun's tank, and Slade might flex to support in Shoreline Pie DPS.
I don't think Slade is playing support. I don't know what's telling me that, but like, I don't know. The voices in my head are telling me that, I guess, as I look to the side.
But speaking of playing support, coming in here, pick number 66, it's going to be a Hyperbola 0. And I think that this pick in particular shows the importance of the Combine. Like, Hyperbola before the Combine was probably a late last round pick, but we jumped him up 11 spots on the big board just for the Combine performance last night because they looked really good. A lot better than we saw probably, in past seasons. I think they had a great showing last night, and that might have been the reason that Greg picked him up.
Yeah, and Greg was Greg. Hyperbola has, been a league for a long time. I think they may be tied for, well, now Corey has the most, but also with like 3 rings, if I'm not mistaken. They
got 2, I think.
They got 2.
They have 2, I think, yeah.
Okay. But still a pretty solid a flex support player, right? Willing to rotate around too as needed. So, you know, for 2,400 on the sheet, you're pretty happy with that if you're Greg.
I'll say this: the last 2 times they were in the league, they got second and first.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's Sonic Chronic level
'Cause
stats.
they were on the Stone Hedgehogs, and then they were on
The Red Pandas.
Red
Red
Pandas.
Pandas. So yeah, they were kind of the glue piece on both those teams, right?
True.
All right, the moment that everybody's been waiting for. It is pick number 6-7. Anyway, yeah, 6-7. Tom 6-7. Do it with
No,
us.
I work with elementary school kids. I cannot. bet enough of that.
Warbler traded for this pick specifically.
Warbler
by
did
the way,
trade
so,
specifically
like,
for.
This is important.
All right, bye again, chat. No more jump scare. Pick number 67 is gonna be Verity coming in here.
Verity Master Jedi again. Yo.
We're running back the cats. Also, they were C7 pick and 68th DPS on the board. Thoughts on this?
That is kind of crazy.
I do think
like
Verity
yeah.
is better than 2.8. I think they are a pretty solid player. So I'm excited to see how they do. Now, I will say I am a little concerned for this team.
DPS line, perhaps.
Well, not only that, but like obviously both these two players want to exclusively play a lot of DPS, right?
Yeah.
And I think they both like playing hit scan, if I'm correct.
They could be swapping.
No.
sometimes.
Verity's flex. He has Ashen Widow on him, but he's more so flex. Master Jedi has more so hit scan. Verity's hero pool this season, he's not that confident in though. I play on a low SR team with him, and he's feeling very down about his hero pool this season. We'll see if it changes, or he gets his confidence back. If you've ever been on a team with Verity, he is so good, but he has zero confidence in himself. That's the issue.
Way to hype him up. But yeah, at pick number 68, the Little Rock Turtles are going to go ahead and pick up Loaf Braun is off the board. One away from 67 and 69. Loaf Braun has been robbed of immortality once again, but Loaf Braun coming in here at 68.
This pick is way too late. Way too late.
agreed.
We had him at 44 at the overall pick.
Yeah, you should have gone earlier. This is one of the premier SR syncs on main support. This guy ult tracks like crazy. Really good comms. He lives really well. I will say that he is he is really hard to kill. He was, I think, second in deaths last season, only behind Riddle Dog, who played ball all season.
Oh my god.
So this guy was not dying. Okay, builds beat quickly, like ult tracks, everything you want in a low SR player. Like really valuable.
And for this team, your two SR syncs are Loaf and Nolly. Like that is incredible.
insane.
So
That
this
is
team also, they have their
incredible.
lineup in. It's right at the SR cap. You have a lot of value picks. This team looks really good.
Really good. Really good.
Really good team.
Well,
And they have a pick left.
coming in at pick number 69, the Toronto Thunder Chickens are going to pick up Biggie Stretch. Another one of
There it
those SR6 coming off the board here. To pair up with Wind once again. Does Wind find another Loaf Braun? Does it turn Biggie Stretch into a Loaf Braun type of player? We'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that's the advantage. I think Biggie Stretch definitely does play above SR. This team is a little bit under SR cap, but I don't think that's really a problem because you have like these two carries in Wind and Corgi, and Biggie Stretch just fills roles. He's such a role player so perfectly. Like he can really like slot in wherever on support. His Juno looks really nice too. People don't really talk about that in my opinion. So like yeah, I think he's really good.
Yeah, pick number 70 is also in, so we're going to go ahead with the Astronauts at pick number 70. They pick up Funjin. Hey, BPL together strong. Who would have thought? Yep, another rookie. A lot of people were kind of hyping this person up. Our people from BPL on the Boone ESPN Big Board Scouting team were saying that Funjin might be one of the best teammates you've ever had. Just really good vibes and IGL ability to kind of keep a team together. So...
trying to figure out who's going to be playing tank on this team, and I
think Koi.
Okay, so then no, hang on, I don't have Koi in the sheet. There we go. There we go.
Between Koi and
Koi.
Sky, but
Yes,
it looks like
Koi. Yes, that's correct.
But I like
Yeah.
that team. BPL obviously, but you know, if it's true what they all say, where every single BPL player's SR is lower than they should be, then that team looks really, really scary.
All right. At 71, the Rome Raccoon Dogs pick up Drona Fried for the DPS.
The stout dreams have been
The
taken
stout
away.
dreams are
The
crushed.
stout dreams are crushed. No.
3,500 exactly was what they needed to hit the SR cap. So this is an exactly 3,500 team, and it looks good.
It
Like,
does. Look
Yeah.
good.
I'm not super familiar with Dronified's hero pool.
Tracer.
Tracer, a lot
Tracer?
of
Well, that's
like
exactly what
DPS
you want.
IV, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. I don't know what
So it's gonna
Altair
be-
plays, but
Altair plays a
like,
lot of hit scan.
hit
So
scan.
Ash,
Okay.
Cassidy.
Yeah, so this
Trojan.
works. You have Dronified on Tracer. You have a ball player.
Very
you have a
good.
flanking Ana. This team works. This looks good.
All right. The
Yeah,
Pyros
again,
are-
Drona
Go ahead.
Drona Fried highly touted for rookie last season, I think was their first season. Or where
Yes.
did they? Yeah.
Yes, last season with the Astros, I believe. Neptune's
Yeah, and-
really high on Drona.
Yeah,
And he was-
Nept
Yeah.
personally scouted by Neptune, which says a
Yep.
lot. Right? When a
What was this
professional
like
player-
college football? I went to his high school and watched him
Yeah.
play, and
Yeah,
No,
playing-
actually, he
hopped
went
in
to like,
some
college.
scrims.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw Drona Fried playing and said, "Hey, I want to go all in on this guy." And honestly, a high spot of that team last season. So, putting them next to again a Neptune-esque player in Altair, Riddle Dog on the tank, Silvertall still on support. This team looks insane.
all right, at pick number 72, the Persistent Pyros are going to go ahead and pick up Luxale on the support. And all I can say from the combine last night, Luxale good at the game, but also might have the best attitude I've ever heard of anybody playing Overwatch. Like, my God.
So I got to play a game with them during the tournament because they were subbing for Lobster, and they impressed me. They also impressed at the combine. They were one of the main beneficiaries of the combine because they looked really good for their SR. So like the combine definitely helped them, and then I feel like they still went kind of late compared to what they probably should have.
It's also worth
Based
noting
on,
that
like,
like
what
this is
we
like
saw
one of
now.
their first team experiences too. They're really new to the scene, so we could see the SR
Yeah.
value explode really quick.
And like Flambo said earlier, like finding rookies who can improve is one of the main ways you win. So I like this pick a lot. Like this is kind of what they needed. They had 3.05 KSR. Yeah, 3.05 KSR available, and they got a 2,900 player. So they're kind of like right at that cap. And now we can kind of see it looks like it's gonna be Frost Tank, right? Like this team looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and that slots in right at the SR cap. I've played a lot of comp with Lux. She's very fun to play with. Like very good chill, very good vibes. I think great for this team.
Yeah, like Booney brought up too. I talked with them a little bit after the combine, and I think they were the player, honestly, that might have impressed me the most from the combine. You know, counting under, Diamond on the sheet. They were a high spot on a lot of teams they were playing on. Right? They were consistently playing in the right spots. They were shot calling. They seemed confident and positive while playing, which is something that if you have in your SR sync, which again feels bad. Like I don't want to say feels bad to say, but I think this player is better than their SR. You're very happy to have that as your sync player. So.
All right, got pick number 73 coming in here, and it is going to be for the Fearless Firebenders, Freddy Fazbear, aka Panini, on the tank. So, ultimate friend team and vibes coming in here for Fearless Firebenders, I think.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I
Okay,
I
so-
like this because it can also. He can
We also had
put
him
on
right
the
number
DPS
73 on the
too.
board, so
Yeah. What
Another
is
W.
this?
We gotta move things around because we had Tommy Slap predicted tank for this team. So
But
we have-
no, Freddy Fazbear can also play the DPS on this team technically.
but he has to play tank.
for one map, yeah.
He has to play tank for one map, yeah, but
We ha-
like
we have to
DPS
see a
also
lineup with
works
it.
too. Nope, this lineup fits. Trust, like. You need to
34-10?
get SR,
Yeah.
but yeah, 34-10 it fits, yeah.
Yeah, so Vibes team coming out here from HV, again, always has a buff, playing with your friends. So we'll see. Again, I obviously War and Panini both play together a lot, so having that kind of synergy already going, you feel pretty good about. And again, a lot of players that are on the flex role, so you can just kind of
Yeah.
move people as you need.
I'm swapping around like everything right now
I
and seeing all
think
the possible
this
comps we
Tommy
have.
Slat
Yeah.
support looks better. Tommy Slat support War DPS 3450.
Yep.
Tommy Slat Flex DPS Milo main support, or sorry, Flex support Milo main support. This looks good.
Yep. We can also
Well, that's
I think
also
slot
maybe
this in too.
over SR.
Yeah, Freddy Fazbear on support and Milo on tank and me on DPS
Oh
also
yeah.
works
Okay, this
well.
team has a
Yeah.
lot of different looks.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah.
comps. Get
Lot
ready
of
for that again.
different
Yep.
Well, coming in here, pick number 74, it is going to be Forever Kinda going to the Venus Voidlings. Another rookie joining in here. And we saw them in the Combine last night. The Mizuki was very impressive on Kings Row.
And that was one of the players, importantly, that I think they needed to be legal, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So this is one of the lowest available. Unfortunately, it was 700 SR too high.
No, on DPS. They would play DPS, Taken Wallet would play support.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I just gotta figure out how to spell the name. Your guy in the chair is not working. Overtime. Cool. Yes, that works. Yes.
Yeah.
3490. So it's
Yeah.
just barely in there.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is a legal roster.
This is a line. It works, guys. It works.
As
I would
long
not
as
be
Taken Wallet,
surprised.
as
Yeah.
long as Taken Wallet is okay with off-rolling, this comp works.
This
But
is
you also have a
3
last pick too.
GMs, a diamond support, and a silver DPS, and this is a legal roster.
Hmm.
They're under cap. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do, but you did it.
People were saying they wanted to see you mix, so I came back for a second. But now, pick number 60 or 75 for the Gouda Gouda Goats is going to be Bucklu for the flex roll.
Oh, that works great.
Another rookie coming in here. Gouda Gouda Goats Bucklu is a really fun thing to say, so I'm going to enjoy casting their games. TBH, to be honest. But yeah, unfortunately, they were the one person on the stamp sheet to put 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 1. So they fell victim to one of the classic blunders of Aurora's Overwatch League. So that's why they should have gone last pick. 2, 1, 3, 4. All right.
That's got to be flex DPS, tank, hit scan, flex support probably. So DPS player, I'm assuming, maybe with a little bit of tank in them.
The comp only works if it's tank, is what I'm seeing, unless you're off-rolling Strudel or Sandy.
They had, I believe, a 3500 if they go DPS with fish. Flambeau tank, DPS of Bucklu fish, support Strudel and Sandy.
That's too high.
Bucklu says draft a jack of all trades. So I mean, hey,
That is
they did
too
put
high.
every number on the sheet.
That is too
so
high, yeah.
It must be.
There has to be
We will
Bucklu tank, I
find
think.
something that works and dominate.
There's there's still another
relatively
player to be drafted, so you can get another
True.
player and figure something out.
Well, anyway, the Gouda Gouda Goats are now at the board, but now the St. Moritz Marmots are out here. When they're pick number 6 or 76, my God, I'm losing my mind. It is going to be Shinbone on the DPS roll, and probably just a 1-for-1 with Sonic.
Yeah, great pick. I love Sonic's team.
How
I had
is
Shinbone
Shinbone
as
still available?
yeah, I had
Oh!
Shinbone as another one of the players. I was like, look out for this person because they could be insane, and they seem really good. 1-for-1 trading with Sonic seems really good. Sonic is probably kicking their feet in the air, giggling because this
Alright.
is the
I'm done with Sonic Captain. We're banning this guy after this.
yeah.
No, actually. And also, Sonic Chronic can just go on tank and it works too. Sub out for Squid if you want to play anything
No,
other
are
than
you kidding
Reinhardt
me?
too. Like, hello? Like, it's perfect.
Okay, enough of this.
See you in semis, Sonic. Or grands, either one.
For grands.
Guys, Sonic's team's good again. Yay!
Yay.
The Glamis Grizzly is now on the clock here at number 77, and they're going to go ahead and pick up Captain Rex from Star Wars. You know? Probably.
Yes. Okay, so that's
Wow.
DPS player, right?
That's the 2350
Correct.
DPS player, correct.
2350. Oh, that's what my team.
But they
needed.
also fits
wait,
well
wait.
on support too.
Wait. DPS
too
is
high.
very not legal unless we do some changing around. So it's
Yeah.
gotta be.
Looks like it'll be support.
Well, I'm wondering the sixth player that my team gets will have to
Yep.
be something. to
My
make
guess
count.
is it's slotting Captain Rex on support for now and giving him
Yeah, 'cause
DPS
this
maps
lineup
on
works,
the
right?
yeah
This
with Captain
lineup
Rex on
works. This
support
looks good.
that works. Yes.
But what happens when we move him to DPS? Something will have to change, or the sixth player has to come in and be a something support.
I'm just saying, Nutty, get ready to learn. Get ready to learn Junkrat, bro.
Get ready to
I
learn
don't know if that.
Junkrat,
I don't know
bro.
if that helps things. If I move to DPS,
It doesn't really.
that just makes us get more SR because then it moves Trevin onto support, and he's even higher than I am.
Trevin tank, U DPS, M support.
M support.
Oh, that's right, Trevin tank maybe. Yeah. Trevin tank.
Yeah, Trevin tank theory. It always works.
Well, you guys bring that
No,
up.
get
Pick
me
number
off
78.
No.
The Camino Kiang is going to pick up Kerbology on the support role. Coming back after a few seasons off, one of the OGs of Overwatch League and Aurora, Kerbology's back in business, baby.
Yeah, you draft a Mercy player for. I think this is Sanami's team. No,
Nope, this is the Stout
this
team.
is
This is
this
Stout
is
team.
Stout team. Okay, you draft a Mercy player to pocket Weast or Spinal, so you are okay with this.
I'm still confused on where the
you have to
SR is
figure
going
out-
with this team.
You have to figure out how you're gonna fit a 3000 Mercy player into your lineup to pocket Spinal or Weast or Odin.
I think Spinal going. Oh, hang on. So you can always off-roll Odin and Spinal, and you lose a bunch of SR because like their off-rolls are like made like Odin's off-roll is 2.4 on DPS, which is really good. Spinal's off-roll onto the tank is the 3K, which you lose 700 SR, right? You can make it work. You're gonna be able to make it work. Or I think we're just gonna keep it like this because the main rolls don't work right now.
We'll see what they do.
We'll see
They'll
what they
hit
do.
the lab.
We'll see what
They'll
they
hit the
do. At pick number 79 here, we are going to have the Johto Giants picking up X Elemental to fill out that tank role. I play with X on a team for
Alright.
like 2 or 3 scrims. Very communicative, likes to talk a lot, and plays that brawly style with the Sigma fairly well. So I think that in this sort of environment where a lot of teams pick Circuit Royale, X Elemental might thrive on the Sigma. TBH.
Well, Elemental is actually a Reinhardt extraordinaire. They love playing Reinhardt. But they will play anything. They're again one of the most coachable players in the draft. And they are also good friends with Keegsmon Swag, who is on this team. So again, you're getting a little bit of friend buff, and they can go in there. They're trying to call me out saying they are not good at Ryan. You play Ryan. I never said good.
You can select the character.
But they have like the 100 plus or whatever hero mastery on Reinhardt. So they will go in, they will play whatever tank you ask them to. They are that kind of player. So I would assume they would go in on tank. Luca would go DPS, and you would have.
I have a
Keats on
concern with
Swag.
this team. How do they get under the cap right now?
You gotta have
this is how they get
Luca
under the
on
cap.
DPS.
This is how they
Um,
get under cap.
Or you get Elemental and Luca to swap. So
Elemental
it's Luca
has
tank
to
with
play
Big
tank.
Brain DPS.
Yeah, Elemental tank.
But Luca also needs to play tank. Please lock into that, guys.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Luca DPS.
Okay, so they're 1-for-1.
Elemental tank.
But Luca probably moves to another
Luca
role.
can
when that
go to
happens.
another role when that happens. Yes.
Yeah.
So Luca can come over
Okay.
here to play
Yes.
the
DPS.
Yes.
And then
Anyway.
Elemental tank.
Yes.
At pick number
That
80.
is, okay, that is under, but then
At pick number 80, the
Sorry,
Mariachis are gonna go ahead and they're gonna pick up the Nort Logic. I'm so excited. I got Nort on my team. I got the
Oh,
positive
this team
fella
is
on my
vibes.
team.
No, okay, did someone leak to Nave my sheet? Someone must have sent Nave the Flambo Jambo because Booney, Corey, Nort, all 3 of those were on my list of have these players on your team and have them on these
So-
roles.
this also means that it would be Booney DPS, I believe, right? And
Yes,
then we're
it
gonna get
does.
the Beeper.
True.
Or
No.
Rue and Booney can probably 1-for-1 for each other too. No, they can't actually. I lied.
No.
Wait, no, they can. Wait.
Oh, you mean like that?
Like
You
this,
mean
like
swap roles?
Ruin Booney can swap between DPS and support also, and this team has so much flexibility. Like you guys have like, in my opinion, 4 really good tank players. Because let's not sleep on like the Boone Reinhardt, and let's not sleep on the Nort Hazard, and let's not sleep on Corey and Nave, who are just both really good tank players in general. So I don't know. I think Nave is definitely cooking with it on. Got definitely a really good last pick, and is gonna be able to off roll and make some things work.
And they get back-to-back pick. But I just again want to bring up, I think Nort Logic support is really good. And if you can have, just staying alive so well on that Juno, I think people brought it up. They won Shapeshifter, right?
They did win
Last season?
Shapeshifter in season 9.
Yeah,
yes.
for a reason, because I think Nort had some of the fewest deaths and was doing so well on that Juno character. And again, when I'm playing tank, if I know my flex support is alive and able, to keep my team trucking, that you're quite happy. And all those players that Nave has drafted can play on really any role and find success, I think. So I think a really good draft so far from Nave. We will find out how they fill out. I am still shocked that EJ and Onshore Rook are and
Yeah.
UT 13
UT.
How
I was
is
gonna
UT
mention
still
and
alive?
Dong
Time.
Waggler are all
Yeah.
still available. These are insane players that are still available on the draft.
And Jamal. My go.
True. And
Jamal Theory.
Jamal
It's
Theory.
coming here. Yeah, pick number 81. The Mariachis are going to take Onshore Rook. They are going to take that final piece.
Yep. And I love that. Again, I think Onshore Rook had such a good showing on tank last season in particular. They showed up and showed out. Again, look at 47th big board went 81. You're so happy with that. And I think Nave is signed up for other roles. I'm not sure, but if Flambeau Jambo is able to get value on tank with a Corey support, Onshore Rook may be in contention for an all-star this season on tank. So I really do think like this is a fantastic draft from Nave. I think they did take one of the best players available to slot in and work their team around. So really big pickup from them there.
This team just has so much like value, right? Like
Yes.
for value for
Yes.
SR, you have like 4 players who, like last season, were big like value steals on this team. Like Corey, Nort, Booney, and Onshore all are probably better than that SR. And then you have like 2 really high players in Nave and Rue, who like you can spend that extra SR on. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like the way this team's constructed.
Great
All right.
draft.
Pick number 82, the Johto Giants are going to take probably the most popular player from our combine last night. They're going to take Peepaw. They're finally going to get Peepaw off the board. And Peepaw was also one of those players who I think boosted the draft stock from last. I'm surprised I fell this low into the 5th round.
Yeah, they played a lot of Juno, played it pretty well. Looks like Sanemi was just very impressed with players from the combine, quite frankly. Picking up 3 of them
Senemi
with
was
their draft.
the combine enjoyer. He did not prep before the combine. All rookies. Potential team.
But yeah, I think you're pretty happy. Again, I think Peepaw, another one of those players you're pretty happy to get this late in the draft. Kind of surprised they lasted this long. Very positive person, very exciting to play with. Obviously, you see all the love coming out
For Peepaw.
for Peepaw in the chat. So, I'm excited to see how this team works.
Without elemental tank, I'm really or elemental support, I'm really confused on how this team works. By the way, they have a lot of players who are over the SR cap, or like above or SR
They'll
cap.
make it work.
Yeah,
There's time.
yeah. There's time.
Sometimes you just gotta draft best available and then make a team better with trades.
That's
the
true.
strategy.
Well, pick is in here for number 83 as well for the Communikiangs, and they're going to go and pick up Dr. Jargo for the DPS. Where is the SR on this team? I need to know how
What?
this team is actually constructed.
This has to be like spinal support.
No, it's okay. So it's spinal. Tank?
Guys, this is Kerbology DPS.
Oh, could be, yeah. 1600.
true.
Kerbology DPS solves it, yeah, but and then I can just switch Southwest over here.
Kerb does need to
That
play
works.
support for a map, so they will also need something else though.
Yeah, I'm very perplexed on
I
this.
don't
To
know
be
how
honest.
can Odin play other roles?
Odin has a DPS that is
Odin does have flex.
2-4. Okay,
2.4.
Odin
Yes,
DPS.
you can put Spinal here, but then you lose a lot of SR. But it works.
Odin DPS and move. No, now you have to move Curb to support.
Yep, Curvology and
Okay, that's under cap. Yeah.
at the undercap. They can make undercap teams. That's what matters. At the end of the day, all you need is to make a team under the
Hold
cap
on,
to
you
be
can
allowed
get
to
this
play.
higher though. You can put Jargo on tank, and it becomes even higher, right?
Jargo's
Jargo's
not 10
only
of the
on
tank.
DPS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
That's important.
It's very interesting. I think
That
this team
would
is
hinder
drawing
their
a
ability to
very
make a-
fine. There's a very fine line with this team, and I feel like I don't know it yet. I'm really excited to see what it is, but in Stout we trust, I guess.
Well, and pick number 84, the Glamis Grizzlies are going to pick up EJ finally coming off the damn board.
Great pick.
Oh my
Great
gosh.
pick.
EJ is mine. I get to play with him
That-
for the third time.
Put EJ tank. Put M on DPS. Oh, incredible.
No. Rex needs to be on DPS. We need to have Rex
well-
DPS.
Okay, Rex DPS, M on support.
M support.
The guy in the chair is
happy.
working in the chair. We're happy.
Ooh. Okay, this. I know this is like a little under the cap, but this lineup looks
Okay,
good.
EJ is not 33. Like EJ is.
He is 33 according to sheet, but he's
Yes,
not 33
but-
IRL.
yeah.
Yes.
But then
Um,
you can also run EJ on
This
like
is
any
so.
other.
This team has 3 Lucios.
Yeah, which is
Baby girls again. It's just baby girls again. Oh, oops, all main
no.
supports.
Baby girls only had 2 Lucios. This one has 3.
Wait, this will be more powerful then. They're even more powerful. Hey, Fanghost, thank you for the 5 gifted
Thanks,
sub. We
Fanghost.
very much appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. We're almost there. 50 more picks left to go. So pick...
Also, I just want to say, Eam, in the combine, played Lucio when they were on support. So
that's true.
yeah, we'll see what happens, but like this team has 2 good lineups right now, right? You have the EJ tank one, and then you have
you have a call me
M1
M1 where you're off-rolling Captain Rex too. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At pick number 85, the locked-in lemurs take up Mistletoe 18, getting them off the board. Where do we have
That's
Mistletoe?
also the like one player they needed to make their team legal.
Yep.
So you're excited if you're Ari. Again, pretty
Teamworks.
solid team. I think Sekana plays up. I think Panic plays up. I like that pick. Mistletoe, been here for a while, been on a lot of good teams. So
You combine the Puffles and the Plague with Tanic and
you
Tanic
did.
and the Tanic and Mistle, and you run it back to take on the St. Maurice Marmots, who are just the Puffles again. Run it back. I gotta get my thing.
Yeah,
up here.
Mistletoe, okay, hang on. Mistletoe, very valuable member of like the community, and also like very good in the lobbies. I think like their first season, everybody was talking about like Jamal theory, like it was Mistletoe theory before it was Jamal theory, right? Like you just get Mistletoe and you just like can run literally anything. And I think Mistletoe having experience on like these multiple teams is gonna fit in really well with like Ari and Tanic. These are like veteran players, and I think this team's gonna do really good.
And I think too, again, like Mistletoe got a lot better last season too. Like I think Mistletoe did so much better at playing their life, playing safe, right? So I think if Mistletoe is able to live, I think this is a really solid core for this.
They
team.
made semifinals, right? So
Yeah, they did.
that's good.
Almost
This-
finals. They
were one map away. Yeah, there's map
They
5.
need
against
another. They need another player though, right?
Yes, they need.
They
one more.
do. But their picks up in 2 rounds or 2
Yeah.
picks,
So
not 2 rounds.
they can't get another sub for Mistletoe, right? All of them are gone, or is there one left?
I
Jamal.
mean, you got
Jamal.
Jamal, but Jamal cannot play
but
the
Jamal
support.
is not signed up for support.
You
so that
DPS,
doesn't
you
work.
both of them DPS. We saw the Mistletoe DPS in the
Watch and learn, my friends.
Anyway,
Well, Mistletoe needs to
pick
be
number
DPS,
86, the
right?
Gouda Gouda Goats are gonna pick up
No, they
Bacon for the flex
I
roll.
like
actually.
bacon.
Yeah.
We got bacon on the bacon and cheese. So yeah, diamond hit scan DPS. We'll see. We got ultimate. It looks like ultimate revolutions going here for the goats. So we'll see what happens. I like rookies. I got big points on rookies.
I like rookies. I like rookies and I like bacon. Those are two things I know that Flambo Jimbo likes.
I think you may have to move Strudel over to the DPS in some of these comps too, which is fine. Strudel's great,
that's
especially on
just
the
move
May.
Sandy. No, I would say move Sandy or Strudel. Either one of those are great flex players. Put Flambo Jimbo on support.
Ooh, Sandy's
I
number looks
I
good
play.
there. Yes.
I mostly play flex support.
Nope, we're only doing Flambo Jimbo tank. That's fine, oh young man.
Oh wait, we can.
Well,
Yeah, you got a lot of options with this team, is what I'm finding. A team with like no hard carry, but a lot of really good players is what I'm seeing here, and Bacon's just rounding that out.
Yeah.
Pick number 87, Lockton Lemurs are gonna not pick up Bacon. They're gonna pick up Adam for the support. We saw Adam on the Reinhardt against the baby girls. That's all I remember. But it was God tier.
Very positive player. Again, one of those very vibey players too. I think can slot in pretty well on a lot of roles. Obviously, they are a big main support enthusiast. But again, I think it's one of those things where actually it looks like Panini. It looks like Ward just put in. And
Yeah, it works
replace
perfect.
Seikana with Adam, and it's a perfect amount of SR. So you can keep your core Ari, Nesquik, Tanic in every single map, and Mistletoe, and then just make those rotations.
That is a double main support lineup with Adam in though. So I wonder if that's the actual.
I think
Mistletoe
Missile
plays
played
flags.
a little Kiri. Has played
Mistletoe
a little
likes
bit of Kiri,
Kiri, right?
Yeah.
Does he not? He's a Kiri player, I thought. I think. Maybe I'm stupid.
They have played a little bit of Kiriko.
A little bit of Kiriko.
They can have a little snack for fun.
And they're also saying, and I think, okay, and if Adam is 3,800 on support, I'm sure they can play flex support.
Yeah. My question was more, who is playing flex support in that comp? Is it Adam or is it Mistletoe?
It would probably be Adam to keep it consistent. So Missile's on the like similar.
Yeah, because
but that's a
if
thing
you have
for the team
Seikana
to
doing it, then
figure
just
out.
have Adam do it. So
Yeah.
All right, pick number 88 here for the Fearless Firebenders is going to be UT13. Probably one of the better picks in the draft.
Oh my
UT
God.
flying this low to 88 is huge for him. You can see Ward's excitement.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so hype. Oh, that's so clutch. Oh.
Yeah, because originally heading into before the draft, we had UT at like 90th in our big board, and then after the combine, just a solid overall 3,400 support or DPS player hit scan.
Oh my.
Moved him up to 53. So yeah, I think that that UT13 flying this low is big for the Fierce Firebenders. I guess I should have kept him at 90. Would have had another big boony big board W, but I know what I saw last night at the combine. I know what I saw.
UT was going crazy
just-
in the combine, and this is such a value pick. Such a value pick.
this also, I think this improves their lineup when Panini's on tank, right?
It improves. We can just switch anybody around anywhere. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Like
okay,
there's-
so right now Panini has in the lineup that looks like what you guys would probably be starting with. It had Panini on support, and Panini will need to be on tank for some of the maps. And I think this makes that one a lot better, right? If you put Panini in, and then put Tommy Slot on support.
There,
Tommy Slot in
Here.
for Milo.
Tommy
On support.
in
Well,
for Milo.
We're gonna do the big
Yeah,
discussion for
we'll
Ross and stuff
do
after
that
the draft's
later,
over.
yeah.
Yes.
Looks
Let's grind through his stat and picks.
Yeah.
We can't spend like 5 minutes every pick going over. What if we sub this person? We'll do that after. Pick number 89
PC.
here for the Persistent Pyros is going to be Water. You're bringing Water to the fire team? I don't think so. That can't be right. Anyway.
Oh, that's a nerf.
This guy gapped Neptune with a pharmacy pocket in scrims. That's all I'm saying. He was just shooting him down. He's our only console player, and he plays soldier. So his tracking is immaculate.
Yeah, I think
It's
Water
also-
played pretty well, right? On the.
He
video.
was on it. Okay, towards the end of the season, Water was actually pounding so hard. Dude picked up Bastion and was just putting out tons of damage. And
you can 1-for-1 swap with Perseus as well.
Yeah.
So,
so it's a really nice pick. Fits
Yeah, I like
fits
that.
in really nicely without having to change anything, basically.
I like that. Good pickup. Good player. Shocked they made it this far in the draft.
I'm also shocked they made it this far in the guys. Console aim goes crazy, guys. Trust and believe. Like,
If you have doubts about water, just ask Neptune's opinion on the guy. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Neptune talks to me at sushi every weekend. And he's like, "Water's gonna terrorize me again." No.
Speaking of terrorizing people, pick number 90, it is going to be the man with the worst hero pool for the enemy team. It is going to be Dong Waggler for the DPS for the Rome Raccoon Dogs.
Wow, that's a good team. That's a really good team.
So that's just a 1-for-1 with Drona, so that works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, and if Tracer's banned, hey, guess what? We're putting in Dong on like Pharah.
The thing I love most about this team is even Drona and Dong like have like kind of opposite hero pools for that flex DPS role, and I really like that. Like Drona can come in for the Genji and Tracer, and Dong has like the Mei, the Pharah, like any cringing cancer. Like it's just such a good swap.
This is a team you don't want to play, not because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they're gonna be too good. Maybe they'll be good, maybe they won't be. This is just gonna suck to play against.
Yeah.
It's going to be very annoying.
No
to
one's
play
going to
again.
have fun playing this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, again, shocked Dong went
Fell that
this
low.
late in the draft, but
Yeah.
again, I mean, I'm even looking again. I said it at the start of the draft. I think he can maybe even do it. Altair tank, and you have Dong Waggler dronified DPS line with Silvertall support. You're still excited. We said it like at the very start. We weren't sure Altair's is gonna be able to play any tank if they didn't want to. Now, is Riddle gonna bench themselves? Who knows? But you could just do it. It works. And those are both really good players to have on DPS at the same time. It's such a good pick, and it's insane that Riddle got this draft. Riddle and Sonic and Knave right now. I'm so impressed with their final teams.
Yes.
All right,
Anyway,
coming in
sorry.
here at 91, it was written in the stars that the astronauts fly to. There is nothing that can stop this team now. It is written in the stones and ancient tablets. At number 91, the astronauts, they pick Cat.
Oh, Cat on the
Oh,
She gets to go to the
yes.
Cat team.
I was like thinking like BPL, and you
Wait,
said Cat,
yeah,
and I'm like, huh? Cat
Paige
doesn't play.
isn't in BPL. What is this?
What's this? Oh, Cat team. There we go.
No, that's pretty good. And
1 for
Andrew
1
again,
with Dungeon.
Andrew is pretty good. You know, again, obviously only listed at 3150, but Andrew with a mercy pocket is probably a pretty scary thing.
Or a
to come
cat
to,
pocket.
but- Or a cat pocket. I will say, Paige was
That tournament, they were really good, yeah.
They were really good at Jetpack Cat. Like I think the only person, and I don't say this lately, I think they were very close to being the best.
Riddle.
Like in
Yeah.
Riddle was the best, but like Paige was probably the second best cat in that tournament, which is saying something with how good a lot of the players were. And being able to come in, support this team, I really like that pickup, and I think Bunny's excited to have Cat on their team as well.
I think Cat's excited to be on this team, to be
I
honest.
think Cat's more excited than they will ever be. But
Yeah.
coming
I
in
think
here
Cat
now.
could lose every game this season, and they'd be happy because they're on a Cat themed team.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't think this team's gonna lose every game.
I don't either. Pick number 92, though, comes in D blank for the plus ultra pangolins.
1 for 1 with Pokemon guy, I
And
believe.
the Empire is 1-for-1 with the Pokemon guy. We saw them on the nades last season. Has some standout moments, especially in the kind of the brawly moments with the Adam Reinhardt. D blank going very aggressive on that Lucio.
What's really nice about this team is Jack and Pokemon guy hate playing Lucio. They both like despise it. Like, and I'm saying that as somebody who plays comp with both these people, and neither of them will pick up the Lucio. So D-Blank coming in to play Lucio, that's actually a really nice niche to fit with this team because that can work in. I mean, Lucio Kyrie's played a lot, right? Like, it can work in a lot of the comps they have, so they can play more of the basic non-silly comps.
Yeah. Again, I think D-Blank is another one of those players that I think gets overlooked a lot just from the fact it's, main support, right? But I think they can come in, do a really good job on this team, play that Lucio, get that speed for Nathan on the Ramatra. Could be big.
I think Lucio sucks, and all Lucio players are bad, actually.
Oh well, you have 4 on your
I will
team right
take-
now.
I will
Nadir,
take no-
so-
yeah, yeah. Wait a
Good
minute.
luck.
Well, at pick number 93, the Turtles are going to go ahead and pick up Jamal Theory has here. He has
Oh,
arrived.
It's landed.
Jamal
It's
Theory has
landed.
landed.
Oh.
I won't
Wait, what
lie,
is-
I'm surprised he lasted this long with all of the captains that had a lot of SR. There was a lot of teams whose starting lineup could use Jamal, and I'm surprised that he lasted this late.
So is this Jamal Theory just 1-for-1 with Nolly on DPS here?
I think so.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, that works. And Jamal definitely plays over his SR considering he's over
We
his
saw the
SR is
Bastion, right?
yeah.
We saw just, hey, calm
Mhm.
that you are using form, and then we'll kill all the people on the enemy team, and I saw it work a bunch of times. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
This team doesn't have that much flexibility, but it works and it fits
You
the
don't
niche.
need
And the niche is like you have really good players on every role. Like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy that some of these players fall so low. Low. uh, Nolly.
You have Skyser and Nikki who play together on a team. Like, yeah.
Yep.
No, this team's good.
Yeah.
At number
Let's go,
94, the Wyoming Wunks pick up Master Play, who was at our combine last night. Master Play was actually pretty
Ooh.
solid. I
I
think that-
I liked Master
I think just
Play.
the SR for the main support probably brought him down slow, as well as kind of the rookie unknown factor. And yeah, they were brought in by Ying, so they got the rookie of the year connection already built up. Maybe Master
Yeah.
Play kind of pops up.
They played pretty well in the combine. You know, I think they're a really high value player. They can 1-for-1 with Transflect too if they want to, but I think again
And
they
Transflex can go onto the tank too, and Greg can sit out. And
yeah, you
that
can,
works
you
as
can
well
do
too.
you can do a lot of things is what I'm
Yep.
saying. But I think this player is I think pretty solid. I think I'll say it, Greg. I'm saying it now. I don't think you're gonna be winless, my friend. I think your
There's a
team's
win
pretty
somewhere
good.
in here.
There's a win somewhere this season. I'm cheering for you. I think you have a good team.
Well, pick number 95, the Backstreet Bitterns pick up Nano the Mercy, one of the better names we have in the tournament now. But our scar reports like, don't Nano the Mercy. Please don't ambush your Mercy. Save for a good target like Lucio, a hammering Torbjorn, or your Doom has no cooldowns.
Now they can go in on DPS for either of the two players, but I think they want to play support, correct?
Yeah, and there's some actually they can't go in on DPS for either of the two players. Wait, they can go in for Master Jedi, but not Verity.
Yeah, sorry, they can go in for Master
yes.
Jedi, but they could also just swap 1-for-1 with Warbler.
Yes, they can also. Yeah, so
So,
couple
a
good
good
lines
pick.
already. Yeah, I like it.
Looks like again they're, we'll see how comfortable they are if they are asked to play DPS or whichever. But again, always being able to pick these rotation players and kind of swap them 1-for-1 always feels pretty good, right? So I don't dislike that. I think it's a good rotational player to have. I think Warbler's happy.
All right, pick number 96, the Canadian Cadavers pick up Gumpy T801.
The Gumpster.
The Gumpster has arrived.
All I know is that the P.E.K.K.A.s had a lot of nicknames for Gumpy last season.
I mean, I hope they're not saying Gumpy T801 in the columns, because that's very cluttered.
The nice thing for Gumpy too, again, they are main role tank. They can just 1-for-1 with Spicy. So again, one of those situations where you have the support line you believe in, you have the DPS line you believe in. Spicy can just swap themselves out with Gumpy 1-for-1, get the playtime as needed, and you have a pretty good team. So always like that.
One of the things I love about this team is it has Lobster Rebel, who are both between 3K and 3-1K. You have Gumpy and Spicy, who are between 3K and 3-1K on their like off rolls as well too. I guess Gumpy's a little bit lower on that tank roll, but it gives you so much flexibility when you have like just like 2 hits getting DPS locked in, and then anybody can switch anywhere for the other picks. It's really nice.
Yeah.
All right, pick number 97, the Venus Voidlings pick up Bucket for support.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Where are my Voidlinks? There.
So that is
Did 1-for-1 with Taken Wallet? Yeah,
maybe?
1-for-1 with Taken Wallet. Yep.
1-for-1
that
taken
is.
wallet. Yep. Is Bucket okay off rolling though? That's the question you gotta ask Bucket. So
And
but
is
it's
taking
okay
wallet
with
okay off rolling? That's the other
Yeah.
question.
Those
They
are-
are
those are the
signed up
two
for Flex,
questions.
So yeah, that works.
So if they are both happy with playing some support, the team they found the Doctor Strange looking in all situations. They got Forever Kinde,
Forever
Kinda
Kinda. Kinda.
Yeah, they were able to get their 3 GMs with a silver and a diamond, so they are very happy.
Ninja Drew always does some crazy stuff in drafts. I'm not gonna lie.
We all
Like,
had
he
questions
does
about the plague last year
really
too.
crazy
Okay, so
stuff.
yeah. So they can make that sub. They do need to get a lineup with Taken Wallet on DPS still.
We'll figure that out
Yes.
in 3 picks. At pick number
We'll figure out
98
later.
is gonna be Zapton for tank coming in for the Wan Warriors.
Yeah, so that I don't think that's bad.
We had Zapton
I'll-
at 97, so this is a huge value
Gamers,
pick.
Big value.
that looks really
Yeah, I
nice.
think-
I think. Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
really
you move
nice.
Mardox to
Yeah.
DPS.
Oh no.
Zapton looked solid at the combine, right? Like they, obviously, they're playing from Japan, so maybe scheduling matches may be questionable, but it seems like they're available. They're gonna be able to play. It seemed like ping wasn't an issue for them. So coming in on that tank, for having Marduk Swiffer's DPS line, I think you'll be able to live and play the game.
Yep.
All right, pick is in here at number 99 for the Toronto Thunder Chickens, and it is going to be Hyper225 coming in here at 99. Getting a higher support here towards the end of the draft is a pretty good find here for Paradox.
Yeah, and do they work going in for Biggie?
No.
No, they
No,
don't.
not
No
those
way.
Thunder. They
Okay.
don't.
Thunder
No.
change.
No. Yeah, I'm
Well,
wondering what the
yeah.
comp is gonna be there.
That's still fine. I mean, Hyper can play both the main or flex support. Like, obviously, it may stink to take Corgi out, but I don't know what roles Corgi is signed up on. Luau is able to flex over to support or tank as well. They have the value in that SR, so definitely some cooking can happen. But we are at that point now where it is a little uncomfortable, right? Obviously, these last 2 picks are just kind of
Yep.
you got to just find things that work, right? So, and again, I don't think Hyper's like a bad player by any means. So I think you're pretty happy getting Hyper here. You just now have to find a way to make it work in your comp.
And with the last pick now, number 100, it is going to be Coleslaw. And I'm shocked Coleslaw is
Yeah.
last
Wait.
pick.
Why is
I
why
don't
is
understand it at
Coleslaw
all.
last?
Yeah,
I
why
don't
is
get it at
Coleslaw
all.
not going on
I
like
don't get it at all.
the other team that he like fit on? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
they can't 1-for-1 for Slade, which is unfortunate. But you can move Neptune and Shoreline Pie around, I'm sure. I think both of them are flexing to all 3 roles. So
Slade can play support, right?
Yes.
yeah, I mean
Slade-
that's what I thought was gonna be
Yeah, you just
the original
move
plan.
Slade to
but-
support and you put Coleslaw on DPS, right?
You might move Sledge to support. We'll see if that happens. I think it might be Shoreline Pie moving around too, to be honest.
Yeah. Either way,
Tank.
like
Oh, who plays tank? Yeah.
either way, you got a player who you can probably pretty easily slot in like onto
Yeah.
your team without it
Mm.
being like a problem as the last pick. Like Coleslaw should not have been the last pick.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, all the teams. Oh, that looks so cool.
Especially
goodness.
with like the ability to play the hits game, where like we saw with Bastion Cassie a couple seasons ago in Coleslaw play. Like not just junk core player anymore.
Yeah.
I am
They-
genuinely
Yeah.
shocked they fell to last pick.
They won. They didn't play last season, but the season before they won the Mr. Irrelevant award, right?
Yeah.
Going for back
I'm
to
pretty
back.
sure.
Going for back to back.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a weird. This player should not have fallen this far.
I agree. I do think that's strange.
They won Mr. Irrelevant. Their team made semifinals. Like, yeah, I think captains just kind of. They probably didn't know that he's picked up hit scan, because people don't.
Yeah,
read.
his Cassidy is really good actually.
It's
Like,
true.
really, really
I'm
good.
Like their cast, their
He picked up
soldier are
Emre.
both good. Yeah.
And
And
plus,
Emre just
they
got buffed.
were the biggest winner in terms of the money bet, the money line, the Boone ESPN Couchcast with the plus 1 billion swap off Junkrat. They are the,
Well, I'll tell you what, Slade is very happy to have them last pick, in fact. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
yeah.
takeaway
Slade,
of
you're
this.
super happy that you
like,
somehow
to get
managed to
Kolsha
get
as your last
there's
pick
a
when
lot
you're
of
forced to
fall
pick
you.
somebody. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'll
Like,
take like the Masters DPS player. I don't know.
that's
Oh.
crazy.
When you're forced to pick somebody is a crazy way of saying it.
Well, I mean, you are.
You are, yeah. That is true. You're forced to pick
They
somebody.
didn't even get typed into the
in the draft room. Yeah.
Mhm,
There was no
yeah.
need. They were just on that team. Yeah, okay. Well, crazy last pick.
Crazy.
Okay.
Reactions to best teams, worst teams. We want to hit that. Like,
I mean, I said it a lot. I like Sonics. I like Riddle. I like
Riddles,
Knave.
Knave.
Those
Yep.
are those I think are the big three immediate reactions coming from the draft. The ones I'm worried about, in particular, I'm worried about Sanami's team, the Johto Giants. I'm not sure how they're gonna get SR to
SR.
work. I'm also worried a little bit again about Ninja Drew's team. Again, if people are comfortable playing those off roles or not.
Yeah.
And then the other one I'm a little concerned about, but we'll see, is Warbler Hawk's team. Again, I'm a little worried that you have a high SR in Dyer and WK, and I think again all those other players can play up, but it is I mean having two Diamond DPS as your go-to DPS players is a little concerning in Aurora. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm very frequently proven wrong, in fact. So
Very true.
So what are the teams we liked? We liked the Knave team, we liked the Sonic team, we liked the Riddle
Real
team.
team.
Yeah,
yes.
those
I like
three
all of
teams, I
those as
think, are best.
well.
I like the Skycer team with the, or sorry, the
Yeah,
Yeet
Yeet's
team
team.
with sorry, Dish starting pick and Skycer on Skycer
Yeah.
Anarchy. That combination's really scary, too.
I want
I
to point
think
out one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Mardox and Swifters are also gonna put up numbers. I'm not Mardox Swifters as Modius. I mean, okay, to be fair, they basically did the exact same thing that Ninja Drew's team did, where you get 3 GMs theory, except Asmodeus instead of being GM is 3950. Like it's the same concept, and it's Mardox and Swifters. Like it's really good.
I think there's one that might fly under the radar, and that's the Pokemon guy team.
I also agree. I didn't want to bring too much attention to that yet, but
What? You're gonna put some money on him and Cal Shield? Why can't you bring attention to him? Why are you being secretive? Like, what are we missing out on?
they
I-
building that dark aura or whatever.
I have concerns with the Southwest team.
I have concerns with Southwest team too. I'm glad you called that
I
out.
think that's the team I'm most concerned about.
Oh,
How
that,
do
yeah.
you make how do you make sure everyone gets a map on their preferred role while making like competitive lineups?
I have
That'd be
concerns about your
hard.
team, Nadia, with how do you get everybody to play Lucio when they want
Yeah,
to?
do we turn up hero limits or?
Dude, like, what
So
happens
I
when
think
Lucio
what
ban comes
happens
in?
is-
Like,
I think what happens is when Lucio gets banned, we forfeit the map and just go to the next one.
okay. Good comp,
And
thank
then
you.
we all just take turns playing Lucio for the remaining 4 maps.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
I also want to point out I really like the Strudel team. I think that
I like the Strudel team too. I'm not sure what they're doing yet though.
Yeah, I'm putting ourselves in Jello tier because I don't know.
I have
we got a lot of stuff going on.
they got good people on paper. We gotta see it executed.
I want
Yeah.
to see a lineup
Yeah.
that looks good to me.
Yeah.
And then there was one other team I was worried about. Warblehawk team. I'm concerned about that team. Just where the SR is located.
Guys, we found our answer. But Bucklu has said in chat they are one
Only
tricking
playing
Hanzo, so
Hanzo.
therefore we found the comp that will look good
Oh.
and work.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna move you guys down a couple spots.
Oh no. All
No,
I'm saying is
it's
I'm
too late,
excited
you
for the
can't take it back.
preseason power rankings. I am very excited for the preseason power rankings.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not either.
I will
think the
be
last
crashing
team-
out on whoever does them, no matter what the rankings are.
I think the last team that we haven't talked about is the Ari team. This team looks really solid, right? You have a
Yeah, I like
like
this team too.
4 either Masters to GM players and Mistletoe, and we saw that can work.
And again,
last
I
season.
think Mistletoe, I think Mistletoe is quite improved. So
So,
I agree.
yeah, I'm high on that team.
I think there's a big. I think there's currently a big line in the sand. Man, this is toxic Flambo Jambo. I think there are, of the 20 teams, I think there are like 7 teams that I'm like, this is a good team. I'm excited to watch this team. There's like 2 or 3 that I'm like, let's see what happens. Like 2, like, or maybe like we'll say like 5.
I think
We'll be like,
5. I
okay,
think
let's
5.
see
Yeah,
what
5.
happens.
Let's do
And
it.
then there's some that are like, please cook something, make something happen. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not like, and I'm saying it here, I've been wrong many times. So do not listen to Flambo Jambo. Do not get tilted before your games start, because that's how you do lose. But I think every single team is competitive. I think you just need
With
to
20
find what you're
teams,
doing.
I think it's gonna be tough for one to like explode out of the gate, right? I think it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
There's just not enough talent to go around between 20 teams for one person to hog it all, right? So I think
Yeah.
I think that's
Nope.
huge.
This is
Anyway,
Skycer's MVP year.
Skyster's MVP season, guys. Get your ballots ready. I already have that written down. Yeah, with that being said, we've been going for 3 hours, 15 minutes, so we will send ourselves on our way. Have fun, everybody. Have a great season. Fun draft. Thank you to all the people who joined in chat, everybody who gifted subs, my 3 wonderful co-hosts here on the desk with me. Did a great job breaking things down. This draft went way better than last time with the prod. We had 1 runtime error, and I will blame Carson with the special character in his name, because that's why it's runtime error. So with that fixed, we would have had a perfect prod. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a great rest of your buddy, and good luck in season 10.